Please be seated. UNC family, pleasant good evening. Las Lomas, a pleasant good evening. Wonderful, wonderful. We are in the final stretch. Yes, and we must never lose sight of the target and the goal. Remember, they say a desperate man is a dangerous man, and we know that they're desperate. But we know that we are engineered, ready, and set that come April 28th, a new prime minister will be there, ushering good governance once again. Kamala Prasad Bisesa and the UNC. Never lose sight of the fact that they are desperate. We are talking about a different political beast. We are talking about lying, taxing, thieving, baby killing, money missing, bullying, government. Don't lose sight of that. Don't ever get complacent. Don't ever feel relaxed, because we have a job to do, and it's not over until we get to the very end. Understand that. There are days that you may feel as though you can't carry it, but we are here to carry, because we are UNC, and when UNC wins, beautiful. That's what we're talking about. Our first speaker for the night is a young man, an entrepreneur, economist, and former temporary senator in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. He holds a Bachelor in Science in Economics with a minor in International Relations. He has built businesses in technology, data and research, renewable energy, and tourism. And he's your winning candidate for Malabar Mausika. UNC family, please put your hands together and welcome Mr. Dominic Smith.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinidad wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
Good night, brothers and sisters. Good night. What a beautiful sight is before me tonight. Las Lomas, you have come out tonight. Let me hear your voices. What a grateful night we have tonight, because tonight is the 19th of April. And that means, brothers and sisters, the countdown is on. The countdown to victory is on. The countdown to what will be one of the landslide victories that the United National Congress and the Coalition of Interest will ever come to. And you will remember tonight, 9 days left to go. 9 days left to go. But we have to keep faith. I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm excited. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. I'm excited for the future of this beautiful nation. And I know in HORQUETTA, TALPARO, you are excited also. So I want to bring greetings to all that have come to this wonderful occasion on this historic night. A couple days before the last week, I want to thank my brother, your candidate, your winning candidate. Let's hear it for HORQUETTA TALPARO candidate, Mr. Watts. I want to thank all of the supporters, all of the executive members that have come out here to show their support for the United National Congress and the Coalition of Interest. And I want to thank, most importantly, the people of Trinidad and Tobago who will entrust us with their vote come April 28th. Wonderful blessings to our leader, our visionary leader, the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisesa, Senior Counsel, all members of the media, all protocols observed. Tonight, I stand here before you, not as a young man, but as a believer in you, a believer in this country, and a believer in the power of the people. And I want to tell you tonight that in Malabar Mausaka, an energy is moving through that community. Can I hear you, brothers to the left? Where are my Malabar Mausaka people? Can you smell the victory that is coming to us? Can you feel it? I tell you, when we walk the streets, when we walk in Paytonville, when we walk in Mahogany Drive, when we walk in Sabura Street, when we walk all over our constituencies, people are hearing the good news. And the good news, my friends, is that change is coming. Change is coming, and it is coming directly to your doorsteps. From this day forward, this is a rallying call. This is a rallying call for all of our supporters. We are leaving no one on the sidelines. We are all involved in this great process. Because I want to let you know, power concedes nothing without a demand. Power concedes nothing without a demand, my friends. And that demand has to come from the people. That demand has to come from your finger. So when you go on April 28th and you dip your finger in the ink, I want you to wake up like a general on April 28th. I want you to wake up like a warrior on April 28th. I want you to come out in your numbers on April 28th. I want you to show them that the people of Trinidad and Tobago have the power of change. You know, tonight, yellow is definitely the code. And it's the code that is sweeping every single constituency, from the east to the west, from the north to the south, from central Trinidad. I am telling you, people have yellow fever right now. The fever is on because yellow is sweeping this entire country. And I see it right before my very eyes. And it is obvious. The writing is on the wall. Because one thing you cannot prevent, one thing you cannot shy away from, is that we have given you the chance. Mr. PNM, we've given you the chance. And you know what you have given us? What have you given us? I tell you, I go through every single street and community, and as we're walking through, all I see is decay. All I see is disregard. All I see is a government that doesn't care about you. All I see is a community that wants to be helped. All I see is hardworking people that want to help each other, but they can't. You know why? You know why? Because they don't have the opportunity that the government and the state is meant to provide. But I'm telling you here tonight, that will change. Because when you build a house, you build it from the foundation up. You don't build it from the top down. And the United National Congress and the Coalition of Interests, we are building from the ground up. And that involves every single individual here tonight. You know, it's laughable. The People's National Movement. They should take away people from that. It should be NM, a national movement. And then it should take away national as well, because that N don't mean anything to them. In fact, they should move the movement somewhere else. Get it out of Trinidad. We don't want the PNM here. We don't want them here at all. They've come up with this new theme. First, they were saying all in. We all in, partner. Yes, all of us together, united as one. Now I see, all of a sudden they're responsible. All of a sudden they turn from all in to now they are responsible. Right? Well, I have something to tell them fellas down in the PNM, in the Balize, where the Balize now turn yellow. You are responsible, Mr. PNM. You're responsible for crime. You are responsible for the murders in Trinidad and Tobago. You are responsible for dying babies in the ICU. You're responsible for economic collapse. You're responsible for a collapse of hope. You're responsible for the degradation of all manner that is sacrosanct in our society. That is what your responsibility has been to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. You know, the Prime Minister once said, we in the PNM are the only ones who can govern. You know who said that? Dr. Eric Williams. And you know what he also said? Democracy means responsibility. And if the government fails, it must go. Well, I am here to tell them tonight, it's time to leave. Pack your bags. Pack your bags. You need a driver? You need a driver for you to leave? The United National Congress, we have plenty maxi, we have bus, we have bicycle, we have skateboard, we have anything you want, but you must leave and go. We have a boat too. As I said in my last speech, the PNM don't move in boat, they move in yacht. So maybe they will take the big yacht and they will go. But I'm very happy here tonight. I'm happy to be at the footsteps of what is considered a great wall in the East-West corridor. And I am here to tell you tonight that that red wall that they've been speaking about is now a yellow wall. Because we will beat them from every single corner of this country. We'll beat them, I'm a partner in Arima. We'll come down the stretch. We'll beat them in HORQUETTA, TALPARO. We'll move all the way down to Lopino, Bonaire. We'll come down to Malabar, Mount Sika, and we will beat them there too. And let me tell Mr. Roger Alexander, Roger that, we'll beat them in Tunapuna. And Mr. Davis Perez will give it to them in St. Joseph. And when they come down by Saddam Hussein, it's legs down the line as well. And don't feel the people in Port of Spain forget you either. Don't feel the people in Port of Spain forget you. Because at the end of the day, one thing is true. People deserve better. People deserve better in this country. I tell you what, change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. I want you to think about that for a second. Change will not come unless you are involved in that change. I have met so many young people in Malabar, Mount Sika during my walks. I've spoken to most members of society in those walks. I've spoken to the elderly, and I've spoken to a group of people, an age demographic who is often forgotten in this country. I want to speak directly to the young people of Trinidad and Tobago. You are the forgotten vote in this country. And you are the most vulnerable in the next 5 years. And some of you may say, well, I'm not political. Some of you may say, this will really affect my life. But let me tell you something. Every single vote has power. Your vote has power. People have told you that you don't matter, young people. They have told you directly to your face that they don't care about you. And for 10 years, you have been in the doldrums. But I want to tell you, once every 5 years, you see this finger here? Once every 5 years, the power returns to every young person in Trinidad and Tobago. And it is your responsibility. You want to talk about responsible? It is your responsibility to vote. You're not voting for Dominic Smith. You're not voting for any candidate that we have on our slate. And I tell you, every candidate on our slate is one of dignity and honor. But you are voting for yourself. You are voting for you. So in every constituency, young man, young woman, I want you to take that name off. Take Dominic Smith off when you see the ads and place your name there. Because a vote for me is a vote for you. A vote for the United National Congress and the coalition of interests is a vote for you. Because there has been no government under the sun in Trinidad and Tobago that cares more for the people of Trinidad and Tobago than the United National Congress. I want to speak directly to my people, my friends, my brothers. You see them on the corner there? My warriors, let me hear you. My warriors in Malabar Mausika. It have a fella. They call him the imitation Dominic. All you heard of him? Will the real Dominic please stand up? I am right here before you. He have a slogan. Rockin' with Dominic. Rockin' with Romaine, something like that. Well, I am here to tell you, when I went to the constituency of Malabar Mausika, you know what they tell me? Romaine, you better rock so. Romaine, you better ride out. Because Malabar Mausika is going to the United National Congress and the coalition of interests. And I'm here to tell you, we are riding with the UNC. We are riding with the United National Congress. We are riding with the coalition of interests. And come April 28th, we will take it home.
Everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinidad wins. Trinidad wins. Everybody wins.
UNC family, another round of applause for your winning candidate for Malabar Mausika, Dominic Smith. And he is so correct. Las Lomas, no, you're not tired. If anything, you're tired of suffering. You're tired of the fact that you simply want them to go. But as far as energy, you have the energy and you are ready. Our next candidate is a former member of the Defense Force and the Elite Special Anti-Crime Unit. He's also certified in criminal intelligence analysis, equipping him with the skills to understand and combat complex criminal networks and contribute meaningfully to national security. He has consistently walked the streets of Arima and understands the everyday struggles of citizens. With a heart for service and a voice for the voiceless, he's ready to bring integrity, security, and progress to Parliament. Las Lomas, UNC family, please put your hands together and make some noise for your winning candidate for Arima, Nigel Moses!
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinidad wins. Trinidad wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide.
Good night to la HORQUETTA TALPARO. All protocols observed. Now, they pulled me aside and told me that try not to be as angry. If you all follow me on TikTok, they started calling me the angry man. Now, I'm no longer angry because I'm starting to get accustomed with what I'm experiencing from the People's National Movement in Arima. Now, I've been complaining about the wars in Arima for far too long. And boom, the PNM created a genie for election. A genie. It have leaks.
So I am driving now, looking around for P&M holes, and boom, the genie started to fix them. But here the ironic thing. Since the COVID, there have been a number of children that has not returned to school. So I was waiting to hear boom, but there's no genie. The People's National Movement have disassociated themselves from our little children in Arima. So I said, well, all right. They gave us a PD 2100 from Sandy Grande. They have identified that they are going to lose Sandy Grande. So they say, well, oh gosh, we can't lose Sandy Grande and Arima. So let's take a PNM PD and put it in Arima to apply pressure there so that the incumbent shall win Arima. So I started to walk in the Valencia area and realized that Arima, we are lucky because Valencia is in trouble. Because at least we had some booms in Arima, but there are no booms in Valencia. There's no genie. None. Now, what I'm asking myself is, where is the member of parliament for Arima? And when I go on the Facebook page, she in Blanche shares cooking wild meat, or she in another line, or she here, or she there. I say, well, it looks like when she go up there, she does be moving with the genie bottle. So there's nobody to rub that bottle, and there's no booms. Now, new news. For persons who follow cycling, yesterday I had an event in the Skinner Park area. And I was looking forward to attending the event at the Arima Velodrome today. The international cyclists did not ride because of the dilapidated state of the Skinner Park. There were 6 crashes. 6. And at the Arima Velodrome, when the youths are looking on for their aspiration to decide, I want to be a cyclist, I want to be this, and I want to be that, the international cyclists did not ride because the Arima Velodrome is in a worse state than the Skinner Park. Worse state. Worse. So we have sports that is lacking in Arima, worse yet Valencia. Also to include in Malabar Musica, because we work in a symbiotic relationship with sports. So then we are not going to get any sporting activities in the Arima, Malabar Musica area. You all understand that? Now what I want you all to do is close your eyes. I want each and every individual to close your eyes. Just relax. Just listen to my voice. Close your eyes. Now, picture your children. Keep your eyes closed. Picture your children. Also picture your grandchildren. And now picture another 5 years of PNM. Look how much eyes open one time in awe. The among the eyes open, they're like, what this man talking about? So our intent is to remove the People's National Movement. That is one. But I have much more than that. I am going to work to remove the PNM and to ensure that they never return. We don't want, the United National Congress don't want no genie. We don't want no boom. We will be working from day one straight through to the next general elections. And when we win in 2030, we will continue working with you and for you. But before 2030, we have another thing to deal with. The local elections. So if the field, the cocktail book in 2025, on the 20th of April, they have another thing coming. Because after that, the cocktail book again, because we need to get the local election and ensure that it support central government to ensure and support the Trinidad and Tobago constituents and take us to the next level in Trinidad and Tobago. Now I want you all to close your eyes again. Close your eyes. I'm seeing some eyes still open. Close your eyes. Because right now we're in a dream world. Picture 28th of April. The PNM trying to thief. Picture it. Picture it in your mind. We caught them, we fix it, and we win the election. Now picture our political leader being inaugurated as the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago with all the member of parliaments of the candidates that are here tonight and who are not here and walking, and you picture that as your new government. And that is not a dream. That is reality. And I am Nigel Moses, representing a Rima constituency, and I look forward to us removing these wicked people. And as I said before in the last meeting, go away from here. Thank you.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Trinbago wins. Everybody wins.
Folks, another round of applause for your Arima winning candidate, Nigel Moses. Oh, yes. No one wants to envision another 5 years, not even another 5 minutes, Nigel. We want out. That's right. Folks, our next speaker is a passionate man about community and youth development, a dynamic and results-driven professional committed to excellent and positive change. He holds an executive master's in business administration from the Arthur Lockjack Global School of Business. And he's an established businessman with 23 plus years in leadership, business project management, and politics. UNC family, Las Lomas, make some noise for the man who's making waves. Your UNC winning candidate for La HORQUETTA, TALPARO, Phillip Watts.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise.
Las Lomas, good night. Where is Las Lomas number 1, number 2, and number 3? La HORQUETTA TALPARO, let me hear you. For the past couple of days, Phillip Watts has a particular candidate brain all over the stage in La HORQUETTA. But they say empty barrel does make real noise, yeah? So all protocol observed. Tonight, I want to get straight into business, because when I walk this constituency, I'm telling you, my heart sank when I see the sufferation and the pain that my people are going through. Tonight, I want to start by saying, when you're making your decision in this election, people matters, policies matters, leadership matters, representation matters. And I want the people of this country to recognize and pay attention to what is being presented for your consideration in this election, my dear friends. Because we are at the stage where you can make a decision to continue with a government who has failed to deliver on your basic needs. And have your lives harder as a result. Or there's another option. The UNC and Ms. Kamala Prasad-Bissessar offering real solutions for real people in real time, my dear brothers and sisters. We are on a program of empowerment because when UNC wins, everybody wins. We want what's the best for our people. This UNC campaign is about justice, empowerment, and real policies, plans, and programs to prosper our citizens. This is not a fete and wine, loud but saying nothing PNM style campaign. Leave that for them, because you see, that whining down and mama guy PNM politics, you could tell them, the people of Las Lomas, that they're walking here tonight, my dear friends. When I stand in front of you tonight, I don't stand here as a stranger. I stand here as someone who had walked the road, listened to your stories, stepped into your homes, and sat on your kitchen tables, my dear friends. I seen the strength, the pride, the hard-working farmers, the ambitious youths, and the elders holding their community in Las Lomas together. But I've seen frustration and abandonment and neglect. Let's call it what it is, Las Lomas. Las Lomas has been left behind by the People's National Movement. So I want to touch a bit on agriculture. This fertile land in Las Lomas, this is land that could feed the country, my dear friends. Because while Las Lomas feeds the nation, who is feeding Las Lomas? Tell me, who is feeding Las Lomas? Our friends are getting up before sunrise. All our farmers is out there working, battling the elements, and then being blocked from success by, you know what? Mud roads, broken bridges, and the system that gives them nothing in return. No irrigation, no access roads, and no support, my dear friends, for our farmers in Las Lomas. We have farmers digging drains with their own hands in this constituency, while our MP sits in the parliament with his mouth shut and his arms folded. A UNC government will change that, my dear friends. We will invest in agriculture, build the proper infrastructure, fix the bridge in Esperanza Trace, and give our farmers the tools to grow this economy again. Because when farmers rise, the entire community rise. Water, my dear friends. Imagine in 2025, and some of you are still waiting on the truck, still collecting barrels of water to bathe in Las Lomas. Children can't flush the toilets, and grandmothers hauling water up the hills. And the PNMP is still missing in action. Access to water is not a luxury, it is a right. And under a UNC government, we will still restore that right. We have done it before under Kamala Prasad-Bissessar's leadership. We increased 24/7 water supply from 18% to almost 70%, my dear friends. You don't need excuses, you need water. And that's what we will deliver, my dear friends. Roads and infrastructure. Listen to this. From Chin Chin to Huda Drive, Maraj Trace to Caroni South Bank, the roads in Las Lomas is like a war zone. In some places, it's pure bush these farmers driving on, and some of you to get home. In others, potholes big enough to swallow your tires. And if you think that's bad, try calling the ambulance or taxis. It's not just transportation issues, my friends. It's a safety issue in this constituency, especially in Las Lomas. The recreation grounds are falling apart. Look across there and look at your pavilion. Look at your pavilion across there. Youth spaces are neglected, my dear friends. The PNM talks about development, but what really they are doing in Las Lomas to develop your area, my dear friends? Tell me. The UNC will repair and build your roads. We will fix the pavilion in Las Lomas #2, and we will put lights on the ground in Las Lomas #3, because development must be seen and felt. Development, my dear friends, must be seen and felt, not just on a printed billboard. Housing and land. Instead of building homes, this government breaking down makeshift houses in places like Ramjat and Trace. Imagine this, my dear friends. Young people in La HORQUETTA cannot afford homes. Families in La HORQUETTA, when I walk La HORQUETTA, families are overcrowded. It's brother, sister, sister-in-law, brother-in-law living in one house. And large parcels of land just lie idly by in our constituency, my dear friends. But I have news for you tonight. The UNC will accelerate affordable housing, provide low-interest mortgage for your young families. The UNC will develop idle lands with proper infrastructure for you, provide grants to improve existing homes, and most importantly, involve you, the community, in every step of the way, my dear friends. Because housing is not a handout. It is a human right and a pathway to dignity, my dear friends. Flooding and drainage. What used to be a blessing is now a curse for the Las Lomas people. When the rain falls, you feel fear. Fear that water will rise into your homes. Fear that your belongings will be destroyed.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can build, place your ex by the rising sun. If you want leaders who can lead properly, place your ex by the rising sun. On election day,
UNC family.
UNC, one love, one team. One
Las Lomas,
one
please
dream.
make some noise for the next Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisesa.
Everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Vote for peace. Vote for love. Vote for hope. Vote for change. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can restore, place your ex by the rising sun. If you want leaders who lead with love, place your ex by the rising sun. On election day. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide.
La HORQUETTA TALPARO, give the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago a LHT welcome. So I will continue, my dear friends. Flooding and drainage, what used to be a blessing in Las Lomas is now a curse. When rain falls, you fear that water will rise into your home. You fear of losing your belongings, that your belongings will be destroyed. And again, Foster Cummings is nowhere to be found, my dear friends. We don't want mops and press conference after the flood. We want drainage, we want desilting, and we want engineering before the flood. The UNC will treat with this crisis as it is. We will plan, we will invest, and we will fix it, because you deserve to sleep sound at night, not to fear the rain, my dear brothers and sisters. Dignity and respect. You are not backward, Las Lomas. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are tax-paying, hard-working, community-building citizens, but your MP treats your loyalty like his own. He believes that when he wears that red shirt, you are loyal to him, or you should be loyal to him. Stand up, my dear friends, Las Lomas, La HORQUETTA, TALPARO, and reject them. Reject them at the polls on the 28th of April. And we will say, not this time. Not this time at all. Las Lomas is speaking up, not with noise, but with power, not with complaints, but with votes. And that vote will be for the party that sees you, hears you, and stands with you, my dear friends. So I say this, you have a choice to accept excuses or demand action, to accept neglect or to choose leadership, to accept we're looking into it, or to vote for a government that is ready to get the job done. Let us choose empowerment. Let us choose solutions. Let us choose leadership that cares, delivers, and transforms lives, my dear brothers and sisters. So on April the 28th, vote for the UNC, because when UNC win, everybody win. And to the PNM, and to the PNM style mama guy, Las Lomas, tell them again that they're walking here tonight, my dear friends. Thank you.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Trinbago wins. Everybody wins.
Our UNC family, another round of applause for our winning UNC candidate for La HORQUETTA, TALPARO, Phillip Watts. And again, please, let's acknowledge the next Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, our political leader, the Honorable Kamala Persad-Bissessar. And the next MP for La HORQUETTA, TALPARO, Mr. Watts, is so correct. That's the difference. On this platform, when things are spoken in the interest of the people, it's because we have a track record of delivering and serving the people of this country. Not just old talk, not after 10 years, after seeing us suffer, now you come and make promises. None of the promises, of course, reflect that you recuse yourself from cabinet over 137 times. Never in our interest. Never so we could get water, so we could have access to any sort of grants for the most vulnerable. It was all about yourself, your friends, your family, finances. Come April 28th, that stops. That stops, UNC family. We are UNC. We are led by the vision of Kamala Persad-Bissessar. We are engineered to deliver and serve. And most importantly, we are driven by love. UNC. Our next candidate is a woman that, listen, she takes away the pain, the headache better than any sort of painkiller, because she gets the job done. All she comes to you and say, listen, how can I make this easier and how can I make it effective? She's a dynamic firebrand senator representing our great party in the upper house. She has served as deputy political leader since 2017. She also held positions as CEO of the Housing Development Corporation. Yes, she has a track record of entrepreneurial and management excellence for over 25 years in both the public and private sectors. You know who I'm talking about. UNC family, Las Lomas, make some noise for your winning candidate for Couva North, Miss Jerene John.
When I'm feeling under the weather, just make me feel sweet. I see people things they show, and together we are complete. They are only one who can put fire back in the soul. Keep me up, and you're telling me I should need a fire alone. But You know they tell me still no I'm with. I could never let you go. Miss how she made. Girl, I'm coming home, I want to see you again. Hold it through the night, I'm dreaming. Yeah, miss how she made. When you turn it up, baby, smooth and darling. When your track is coming, rain.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your kind welcome and greeting. Good evening to the incoming Prime Minister, the Honorable Kamla Prasad Visas of Senior Council. Fellow candidates, activists, supporters, members of the media. LHD is here. Are you here? Thank you, Kuva North, the rock upon which, Kuva North, thank you, the rock upon which the UNC is built. Ladies and gentlemen, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago locked on the various media. Welcome to the biggest, baddest, boldest political party in the Caribbean, the United National Congress. On its march to victory, thank you for coming out in 1,000, representative of all of Trinidad and Tobago. The reason you are here is that you know it to be true, you know it in your heart, it resonates with you, that when the UNC wins, everybody wins. When the UNC wins, you win. That is who we are as the UNC. When we were busy building our party to meet this moment, the PNM was busy destroying our country and way of life. The UNC is not only about a coalition of interests, we are also a coming together of people. The United National Congress and its People's Revolution will win the election on April 20th, 2025. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they tell you. It doesn't matter what they do. They cannot change the course of destiny. It is written that Kamla Prasad Visesa will be the second female prime minister of this country. It doesn't matter. And because of you, UNC, because of your relentless pressure or your unrelentless pressure, Stuart Young found small change in his pocket to pay public servants. You know, because that is the on-the-job training prime minister. So everything that Kamla Prasad Visesa said she's going to do, he runs and he tries to upmanship her and he announces it. But we know Stuart Young can't do anything. He's just an announcer, an OJT prime minister. Because of the UNC pressure, Young saying they will ease up under the merit system, which really was a cruel system and really acted anti the interests of our taxi drivers and maxi taxi drivers. Of course, Kamla Prasad Visesa said, we are going to review that system and make it more just. Because of UNC pressure, they find Forex today for small and medium-sized businesses, many of which has gone out of business because of the PNM, because of their policies. But because of UNC pressure, they found Forex today. So let us keep at it until the 28th of April. Do not relent or take your eyes off the target, because Freedom Day is on the 28th of April, 2025. Freedom Day. Do not celebrate, however, as if you have won already, because you know the PNM is loose and desperate. They're going crazy. They don't know what to do. The polls are telling them just what they are telling us, that they are gone. So don't worry yourself when you see they come with any fake polls, because that is all kind of scheme. Just as today, they put out some kind of foolishness about San Fernando. But you know the thing with PNM, they just like to overdo. So the thing look as if it's some kind of fairy tale, some kind of nonsense. So people, please, when you see PNM put out that thing, do not call up my phone. I'm tired enough already. All right? You know that is rubbish. It makes no sense. Dr. Dowlat does not behave in that manner. So let's move on. So neither do you waste your votes with small parties fronting for the PNM. None of these parties can form any government. They can't form a Susuhan. They can't form a credit union. They can't form no government, so don't waste no time with them. So ask yourself, what purpose are they serving? They're serving your purpose, and they want to deny you your freedom. So you know on the 28th of April, what do? You get up early and you go out, because the 28th of April is Freedom Day. Will you allow these parties to deny you your freedom? Will you allow them to deny your children their laptops? Will you let them take back the baby grants? What about old age pension? Because you know they're going to take that back too.
So if you allow these small parties, do not vote for them. Don't waste your time to experiment. That really, as Watts will say, that is happening here tonight. All right, so voting does not stop until 6 p.m. on the 28th of April, when you know that you have taken all the people you know to go and vote solidly for the United National Congress. For all of those, all those of you, the PNM call names for joining the United National Congress, you know that in the House of the Rising Sun, there are many mansions. And if it were not so, we would have told you. I'm sure you are happy, right? Don't let it come and try to divide us. We don't have time for that. Because when it is anybody leave from the UNC, and you know, because when they're in good house, bad houses call them, we just say, go with God. Live long and prosper. Rowley and Stuart Young called Karen Nunes Teixeira a woman of accomplishment. This woman is an attorney at law. She's a lecturer in the law school. She was a former Minister of Finance. Stuart Young, who Rowley had to lift him up like a baby, to run with him over some kind of finish line. He can't face no kind of contest, but he calls Karen Nunes Teixeira, who had won an election, she's a potong. He called her potong. And Rowley felt that was not good enough. The man who sat next to him, his senior, his superior, a man of class, a senior counsel, a man who has worked hard. The man decided that he's going to back Kamla Prasad Misasa and the UNC for the next election. What did he call him? He called him a dog. But he must know. He must know. I mean, he calls this man a dog. So if Rowley calls John Jeremy a dog, what will he call you? What will he call you? You know this is very disqualifying. If Kamla Prasad Misasa called anybody a dog, you know what happened? The newspaper couldn't have column enough to write. All now, they're hounding her. We will be sitting here crying as if it's a funeral, wondering how much seats we're going to lose by. We would have lost the election, but they are there propping up Rowley. But you know what? The ordinary man in his kitchen, the woman in her bedroom, the teenager in the toilet, they're on social media. And they say, Rowley got to go. Yellow is the code. Stuart Young has to go. Yellow is the code. And they're vexed. They're vexed because we are being carried by the ordinary man and the ordinary woman. Remember, we told you that the ground will carry you. We believe in you. Kamla Prasad Misasa believes in you. And that is why we could openly and boldly make the pledge. When UNC wins, you win. You win, and you hold us to that. You hold us to that promise, to that covenant. When UNC wins, you win. That is why we are credible people. You know what you got when Kamla Prasad Misasa was Prime Minister. Now, with a man inside here, no, usually I don't call people names. Many people come up to me and say, Miss John, we like how you just talk. I don't call people names because I, as a personal value, don't get into spitting competition with skunks. But it have a man by the name of Foster Cummins, I find he going too far. He going too far. This hustler going too far. And they must feel I afraid them. But me afraid them, I from Charville. We always have something to say. We afraid nobody. I afraid them. I from Charville. But as I said, I don't get into spitting competition with skunks. So you know, if it's one thing PNM hate, just as how devil hate holy water, is when you help poor people. They don't like poor people. Them here for the rich to get richer. So I remembered as a UNC value in 2012, when there was flood in Diego Martin, they vote for Kamla Prasad Misasa. You know who was leading that charge? Kamla Prasad Misasa, inside the Diego Martin, to help the people who were flooded out. I remembered. There was a time, I think about this, just on around this same time, St. Joseph in Laventille got flooded out. Mr. Warner, as the Minister of Works and Transport, calling up my phone from 4 a.m. When you're going, Jack Warner and I in the flood waters. I am the managing director. He's minister. We in the flood waters going to find people in St. Joseph Village, Laventille. After that same evening, we moved them to Las Alturas into brand new apartments. That is what UNC does. So when I was coming into La HORQUETTA, Tacoma Avenue, and water pushing my SUV, I went to my office. People started to call me distress in La HORQUETTA. because people house flood out. I went to a lady in Lady Bird Avenue. She said, look how my fridge floating away. But that's okay. Didn't have nothing in it anyway. Cummins and them hate those kind of people. They don't care about those people. Your man fridge floating away. So good Samaritans in the UNC came and sent some appliances. And I took it to them as a good UNC. Be your neighbor's keeper. Do unto others. Love your neighbors as you love yourself. Them have that as if it's something that I did that was wrong. How dare you, Cummins? You think I am you? When mothers come to you, you watching them up and down as if you're a fashion police and say, if I do this for you, what you going to do for me? And it matters nothing, she's pregnant. Listen to me. I don't have the time tonight. I don't have the time. Not tonight, as Jack one always say. You store your role inside the HORQUETTA TALPARO. Eh? Mind your stops and get in your section with Jerene John. I from Charlottesville. Then they're doing as if when you help poor people, something wrong with that. I make no apologies for helping poor people. That is a UNC value. And when we enter on the 28th of April, we enter as a team of empathy, a team of love, a team of consideration, a team that will work hard for everybody. Because when UNC wins, everybody will win. Everybody will win. Everybody will win. Cummins don't know about a boy named Spoonhead who told me at 15 years, as he texted Miss John, what happened, Spoonhead? I have to go to court. Why? I committed on charge for attempted murder. When? 2 years ago. He was how old are you? 17. He was 15. These are the issues we have in La HORQUETTA TALPARO. This is what you should be bothering yourself about. Not about me. If I help somebody, that is what you are called to do as a representative of the people. You are not called to walk wrong and say, if I do this, what will you do for me? That's not good enough, and we are not going to accept it. And on the 28th of April, La HORQUETTA TALPARO will vote sensibly, and they will vote resoundingly for Mr. Phillip Watts. Phillip Watts. So, folks, you know he's a man can open his mouth for Stuart Young. They outsmart him, right? 11 of them had voted for Stuart Young, 9 against. I heard he was the 12th man because when they opened the book and said, here's your file, he said, friend, don't let me bring it here. Calm down and let me move on to other things. So, you can see something is happening. The ground is ready. The people are ready to take us to a great victory. People who had talked to me in 10 years, calling up my phone. If in 10 years you didn't remember my number, please keep it forgotten. All right? Because my people of Trinidad and Tobago, they have carried me. They have comforted me. And on the 20th of April, the 99%, we are going to be in your service. When UNC wins, all of you will win. All of you will win. So, Mr. Young and the job training program cost us 500 billion. 5,000 lives. The closure of Petro Train. You see, Rowley do everything to hand over to this child, and he like a child with matches. He burned down the whole damn house, and we living in the ashes. And now it's we to catch, and it will take Kamla Prasad Bissessa to bring us back to some kind of sanity. So, as I said, on the 28th of April 2025, thousands of everyday Trinidadians and Tobagonians will rise to defend that for which they have fought. Freedom against tyranny. We will not raise a barricade. We will not lift our voices. We will not be marching to the tempo of drums. No big truck. We will march to the polls with the echo of our hearts, crying for justice, crying for freedom. 28th of April 2025 is Freedom Day. And as our beloved Prime Minister incoming has told us, 28th of April is what? Take it as a holiday. Because you have work to do. You have work to do. You have to go and get out to vote. You have to go and vote for freedom. Go vote for change. Go vote for your laptops. Go vote for better health care. Vote for the youths. Vote for Spoonhead. Many have lost their way. Just recently, I think there was a 17-year-old who is currently waiting to be buried in La HORQUETTA. First time bothering about that. He too busy sweating up big shot people house in the night, drinking and eating, and then coming back and telling you how much he hates Indians. Or you don't let PNM people harass me. My mouth ain't good. So vote for safety, vote and security. Trinidad and Tobago, vote for change. Vote for change, vote for freedom, vote for justice. So I come to say to you this evening, however difficult the moment, however frustrating the hour, it will not be long. How long? Not long, because no lie can live forever. PNM is a lie. They said they have done something, but we know they have done nothing, as Stark said. All right? Not how long, not long, because you shall reap what you sow, and PNM will be out of office, and they will reap what they sow. They will come out here to face the wrath of the people for being too cruel for 10 years. How long, not long? How long, not long? How long, not long? Why? Because the arc of the moral universe is long, and it bends towards justice. Justice, we will have justice for Jomo Modest. Recently, I was walking in Cuba North, and I saw a lady, and she ran out and she hugged me. And she said, I'm giving you this hug to take the Kamla Prasad Misesa. I'm the grandmother of Jomo Modest, who died, who they murdered, 9 years old, on Africa Grounding Enterprise. Africa Grounding Enterprise. She said, the only person people who talk about that is Kamla and the UNC. I want to thank her, and I'm voting for Kamla Prasad Misesa because yellow is the code. So thank you, Honorable Leader. So the people, so on the 28th of April, we'll vote for bread, peace, and justice. The people of Toko, Sandy Grande, Sturge will win. They can't win. Sturge will win Toko, Sandy Grande, and Toko, Sandy Grande will vote for bread, peace, and justice. The people of Moruga Tableland will vote for justice. The people of San Fernando West will vote for justice. People, it will not be easy because freedom ain't free. So you have to get up early. Get up early. Make your plan before. Pick up everybody. Don't wait for anybody to pick you up, because you have to pay a price for your freedom. However, it's not long again. I say, how long? It will not be long. So UNC, keep your feet on the ground, because the ground will carry us to a great victory. Keep hope alive. Thank you very much.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Folks, at this time, we ask that you stand. Please stand, Las Lomas, with all your energy. Please put your hands together, make some noise for our political leader, former Prime Minister, former Minister of Education, former Attorney General, and the next Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Make some noise for Kamla Prasad Misesa!
When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend.
UNC friends and family. UNC friends and family, good evening! Good evening, good evening, good evening. All protocols observed, but I must single out the persons who will be your next members of parliament. I speak of Dominic Smith. Give him a round of applause. We stand. Phillip Watts, Nigel Moses in Arima, and Richard Smith along the corridor here. Tonight, my cup is full and runneth over. To see so many of you gathered here, so happy, so jovial. One thing about UNC meetings, everybody is happy. Everybody's smiling. Big it up for my sister, Jerene John, tonight. She was a firebrand on this platform. She'll be next member of parliament for Couva North. Thank you, JJ. Thank you. She is a firebrand and she's a powerhouse of a woman. Now, you know, I never say anything to you that is pulled out of a magic hat. When I speak to you, I talk about what you see, what you hear, what you talk, what you feel daily. I talk about what you know, about what makes you happy, about what makes you sad, what makes you angry, events in your everyday life, and what you go through, because I care about what you care about. And that is because I always tell you, you have had leaders before me. You will have leaders after me, but you will never, ever have a leader who loves you as much as I do. Many of you have worked hard and studied hard to afford what you want because you are ambitious people. Your personal virtue or family virtue has always been to maximize your potential. You're very ambitious. You have always been ambitious, but now people are just fed up. Over the last 10 years, you have seen a barrage of bad government decisions which have eroded your quality of life. Do you feel more secure today than you were 10 years ago? Are your assets more secure today than they were 10 years ago? If you answer honestly, all of you will say a resounding no, no, no. I know you're constantly whispering about where the future of TNT is heading. But one of our roles, my role, is to give a voice to your endless whispers, to be your voice for the voiceless. You do not feel safe. You hate all the taxes and excuses for the taxes. The PNM does not have the right to ruin your ambition and cripple your standard of living. The country did not decline so steeply by magic. The people in government whose hands have been on the steering wheel, like Vishnu Danpal and Colin Imbert, they have driven us over the precipice. For some of us, the car is still dangling on the edge. For some, it has fallen over the edge. And so I ask you tonight to ask yourselves some questions. Ask yourself, is it normal now for me to accept that any day, anywhere, I could be shot in the head? I could be kidnapped? I could be raped? Ask yourself, is that normal? Are there these questions in any way unreasonable? Has anyone in government given you good answers to these questions? No, they have not. They have not. They just continue to squeeze you more and more. There is something called learned helplessness in psychology. It is when you are faced with a constant barrage of terrible situations and conditions that you have tried to change, but you just can't. You eventually give up trying, even when new opportunities come your way to make change possible. You give up trying. So you learn to be helpless, even when simple changes could remove a massive block in front of you. What you should be aware of, and what is scary, is that some people in power can manipulate circumstances to force you to live as though you are helpless to change things. Whenever I say this, it touches people's nerves. They immediately know that this condition, and they can identify the PNM as the architects of this condition of helplessness. Our country is in a mess. It needs to be fixed. And the UNC, together with our coalition of interest, we will fix TNT with your help. We will fix it. These same people have had their hands on the decision-making buttons for the last 10 years, which we all know they press by guests. They press those decision-making buttons by guests, and they cannot and will not fix anything. They couldn't do anything for you in 10 years. Why you want to give them one more day? Make sure on the 28th you cast your X next to the rising sun. You vote for the UNC here in Las Lomas, in La HORQUETTA, TALPARO. In every seat, you cast your X next to the rising sun. They couldn't do it in 10 years. Now they're finding Forex. I mean, they really take people in this country for fools, huh? They couldn't do any of these things in 10 years, and now suddenly, with an election a few days away, I think it's called bribery. They're trying to bribe you. Don't get bribed to giving them another 5 years, because their incompetence will only increase. We know what we have to do. You are smart people. You are smart people. You pay attention to the bogus reasons government is giving for the kind of decision making they're doing. When you hear the bogus reasons about why they want you to pay property tax, about why they can't stop you from being murdered or raped, as a reasonable person, you always say to yourself, why must you be punished for the incompetence of the PNM? Why must you, the ordinary citizens, be punished? Because the PNM is wicked and incompetent. We must make sure they do not see the halls of power and the parliament again. Why must you be making sacrifice after sacrifice and nothing is working? Why are you seeing no improvement for yourself when PNM financiers and fake elites are getting everything? Why workers can't get a raise in pay, but PNM spent $530 billion in their term? Why? I'll give you one reason why. Of course, they're incompetent. Of course, they don't care. But listen to this. There is money to pay workers and to finance people-centered programs. But this government prefers to give that money to its rich to get richer and to its financiers. That's their plan. I want to remind you that in 2015, before we went out of office, we passed something called procurement legislation. And that was to help deal with the corruption and the fraud for the eater foods and the elites and the financiers. The PNM came and they gutted the legislation. With proper procurement legislation we passed, our country would have saved $5.2 billion a year with that legislation in plea. $5.2 billion a year wasted in corruption. So the money is there. That's $26 billion saved over 5 years and $52 billion over 10 years that could have gone to workers and citizens in our land. Simple things like a vehicle inspection is a terror to go through. Why? If you don't bribe some of them, they frustrate you. They make motorists line up all day and then they fail their vehicles when they don't bribe them. Citizens and businesses are blackmailed by the government licensing office for inspections for vehicles for over 3 tons, which must go for inspections. I want to tell you, when UNC wins, we will let the many private vehicle inspection stations inspect all types of vehicles and make simple changes, such as changing the color, changing the engine. These should be simple things for the ease of life and the ease of doing business. We will do it. So all motorists will win when the UNC wins as well. I tell you, we will bring back the procurement legislation in its strongest form so that we can hope and help to wipe out the corruption, which then dribbles down. The money just goes into the corruption when we could use it to do things for you and for your children. The government is quick to say that anyone speaking up about their incompetence is trying to frighten you, but all we are doing is talking the truth. Now tell me, are you not already frightened by the thousands of murders, rapes, and home invasions? Are you not already frightened of that? You don't need me to frighten you. Are you not already frightened by the high taxes and cost of living? Are you not already frightened for your children's and your grandchildren's futures? The answer is yes. You don't need the UNC and Kamala to frighten you. This government has done all of that. They've already done it. Are you not already frightened about losing your pensions? What is even more frightening is that they are unmoved and uncaring about your problems, your fears, your day-to-day fears. And that is what is truly frightening. They just do not care. Stuart Young claims to be Prime Minister. So if he's in charge, he must see that crime and criminality, property tax, inheritance tax, online purchase tax, value-added tax, higher utility rates are all greedily taking away your assets. These assets are yours. You are the rightful owners. And if he's in charge and seeing your assets being greedily taken away, what is he doing about it? What is he doing? Nothing. Nothing. What is he telling you? What satisfactory answers have you gotten? You have gotten no answers because he and his daddy's fake elite financiers are the greedy, invisible hands just grabbing what is yours to make the rich richer. Everything you have been working for is being taken away from you. So where are you now? Young and his daddy, they are not interested in that. How much further ahead would you have been had your last 10 years been managed by leaders who care and love you? Growth was the norm with the UNC. Would the economy have been better? Would you and others have had more confidence to invest if you saw safety and security all around? There is no way to sugarcoat these facts of criminality and losses under this PNM government. You must decide how much more of what is rightfully yours you want to lose to PNM financiers. I said Young and his daddy, they don't care about that. They're not interested in listening to you. They're interested only in your vote. That is all. So when they're coming around, Phillip Watts just told me they're coming around there and offering all kinds of small contracts, attempting to buy your vote. That's all they want. Because once they get that vote, they will continue the same wickedness and incompetence from the past 10 years. This whole country, I'm sure you have all noticed their election rituals, smears, insults, excuses in full swing. That is the PNM ritual for elections. Lie, cry, and mama guy. Smears, insults, and excuses. That's all you're getting. And then, of course, all the false promises. The whole country is witnessing from the PNM campaign a cowardly retreat into the stale victimhood strategy. They blame game rhetoric, fake AI, and invocation of the tired and outdated race card. That's the PNM Bible rituals for elections. Tomorrow, Guardian Media will begin running its suppression poll. I want to warn you, suppression poll, which I had talked about months ago. So in this last week of the election, they are bringing what is called in the politics, in polling, a suppression poll to try to keep you home, to try to make sure you don't come out to vote. Those polls are not credible. No matter who they say is winning or which pseudo-intellectual name is on them, don't get tied up with these media houses and their polls just before the election. The PNM bosses and some management who run these media houses, they manipulate these polls. And I'll tell you more about it tomorrow, because we want to know how many people they interviewed. We have been doing our own polling. Media houses charge the PNM less than the UNC for advertising. Did you know that? Did you know that they're charging them less? And in some cases, they're not charging them at all. We are coming for them. We will come for them. The state institutions are being brutalized, being forced to carry PNM propaganda. But those state agencies belong to all of you in this country, and we will have thorough inquiries into all that went on. Media houses I talked about. Unfortunately, some of journalists and photographers we see on a daily basis, they face attacks, but they are just working. They have nothing to do with what their management behind closed doors is doing to help the PNM. So the good reporters, the journalists, the photographers, don't blame them. There are bigger strings, hands pulling strings in the management of some media houses. So give the regular reporters and photographers a break. We have been conducting our own independent polling weekly, not now, since last year. Everybody say, Kamala not ready, we not ready. Well, we ready. We're ready like Freddie and everybody else. So we were doing the polling since last year, and that polling it's been ongoing, updating, and ongoing. Ignore the fake polling and the pseudo-intellectuals behind them who are simply eating our food. I always talk to you about eat our food people. Our polling clearly shows that UNC will win the general elections in Trinidad and Tobago. Nowhere has the PNM accounted for their failed promises and projects or confronted the problems of citizens. The UN has offered our anti-crime plans, economic transformation plans, healthcare plans, education plans, revenue generation strategies, and citizens will vote for these plans. So if you want to be sane, ambitious, to see real growth, and you don't want to be a victim of crime, decide now to vote for the UNC and our partners and stick with it. Take your decision now and get ready for April 28th. Nobody must get the joy of knowing they have manipulated you to be helpless. You're bright. You have suffered. You can reason well. You know you have suffered. You know you have suffered endless losses to your security and to your assets. I say you must decide whether to grow your wealth, your life, and welfare for the UN with the UNC, or lose all of that with Young. You must choose to change because you're seeing people being murdered. Look inside the airport, people getting killed. They say, come on, the UNC bad talking the PNM, and that may make international investors run away from Trinidad. But you have man getting shut down in the airport. Another word about it. Nothing done, nothing said. This government cannot address the pressing issues affecting our country. Murders, home invasions, rapes, robberies, high food prices, unemployment, increasing cost of electricity and water, increasing phone charges, property tax, decline in GDP, natural gas shortages, poor roads, flooding, non-existent healthcare, inflation, increasing debt levels, business closures, massive retrenchments, Balize House corruption, and a crumbling, crashing justice system. That's what we got. PNM speakers have not addressed these issues, which are battering the population. Instead, the outgoing PNM government is once more caught red-handed in their ongoing desperate mission to lie, cry, and mamagai, to gaslight the population through its list of broken, repeated promises in its 2025 election manifesto. Let me speak to that. They said 25 for 2025. There's a summary, and I will tell you that document is merely another blueprint of the PNM's serial pattern of repeated and broken promises. It's the same, this manifesto of theirs, it's really, as I say, talking about, look, you know what it is? It's blah, blah, blah. That's all that it is. You know what that manifesto is? Just blah, because there's nothing in it. Over 90% of the matters listed in the summary initiatives, the 25, are repeated and broken promises, copied and pasted from the 2015 and 2020 election manifestos. Check it. They're all online. And many of you are online. You can do it for yourself. Just type in the words and Google these, and you will see that they are repeat, and broken. What did I always tell you? PNM means promises never materialize. Never. Several of the manifesto initiatives contradict the failed policies they implemented during their disastrous decade-long tenure, reinforcing that they are blatantly deceiving the population. Several of these 2025 promises ignore the fact that the PNM reversed significant gains made by the former UNC government 2010-2015 under my tenure as Prime Minister, which is a clear example of PNM's age-old gaslighting technique. The manifesto plan about pensions is a blatant lie, considering they have never publicly withdrawn the bill they laid in the last parliament, which had the stated purpose of cutting people's pensions. They never withdrew it. I told this story many times, how they dropped it on a Friday evening, and some of us don't let nothing pass. So I told Nicholas Morris, I said, pull up that bill now. It's on the order paper. Let's see. And that's what it was about, to cut people's pensions. They come in this manifesto saying what? They're going to increase pensions. You hear lie? You hear lie? That is lie. That is lie. That is lie. So, most dangerously, some of those promises, as I say, contradict their own action in the past 10 years. Some of them are just laughable, given the PNM's dismissal track record in fighting crime. And most dangerously, some of those promises are blatant untruths. The PNM has consistently failed to deliver on over 90% of its promises, despite spending over, as I said, $500 billion in 10 years. They 90% broken promises. Every year for the budget, we do the research, we do a fact checking, and they come, we remind them, last year you said that in the budget. Every year for our budget replies, we fact check, and we've done that again. So the data shows when you do that, and anyone can do it. Anyone, because it's all online. The Hansards are online. The data shows 490 budget promises were made in the last 10 years by the PNM. The total number of broken budget promises over this period is 373 broken promises. And the total number of repeated broken budget promises is 100. So they're broken promises made over the years, and then they are repeat. And they think nobody notices or pays attention. Tomorrow I'll send out a release where we have done the research for every one of the 25 plans, and you will see the data from their own writings. Of course, Hansard's and budget books. We have that already prepared tonight. I'm just summarizing that budget is going to take, that manifesto will take you nowhere further or better off in the next 5 years. This latest PNM manifesto is nothing short of a desperate election gimmick cobbled together in a last-ditch attempt to prevent their massive election defeat at the polls. And just in case some of you have doubts, I ask you, in 10 years, as I say, nothing. Where is the plywood factory you promised? Where is the sandals you promised? Where is the Toko Highway? Where is the not so insignificant sum of money from Bill Gates that the PNM said they were getting from Bill Gates? You remember that? Where's that money? Where are Dragon Gas? The Toko Port, the Labra Dry Dock, they promised. Where is Nikwan? Where are the VAT refunds and workers' back pay? Where is the roadmap to recovery where they outsmarted, eat a food fake elites and pseudo intellectuals? Why did the PNM sell out the country's future to financiers and special interests, resulting in about $134 billion in debt? That is debt that you and your children will have to pay. $134 billion in debt. When the UNC wins? When the UNC wins? Everybody wins. Everybody wins. The UNC is offering plans and policies so that we can put money in your pockets. When UNC wins, new media and social media content creators win. They will win too. The rise of new media and social media has transformed the creative industries and digital media sector, offering unprecedented opportunities for individuals to monetize their creativity and upend traditional advertising. Content creators can now produce low-cost, high-efficiency content using accessible tools like smartphones and leveraging platforms like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and others to generate income, to get revenue. The advent of AI further enhances this potential, enabling creators to streamline production processes, improve content quality, and expand reach. This industry allows individuals to work remotely, build audiences through followers, subscriptions, blogs, and podcasts, and earn revenue through advertising, brand partnerships, and affiliate marketing. Influencers have become key players in driving product, service, and messaging sales. So we can then establish clear guidelines for advertising transparency, sponsored content disclosure, protect intellectual property rights for digital creators. You know, when I was in government the first time under Mr. Pandey's leadership, as I'm talking about intellectual property, that was one of the departments that fell under my watch as Minister of Legal Affairs. And I remember within 2 days, I went to Parliament with 9 pieces of legislation. 9 pieces of legislation, all dealing with protecting copyrights, digital rights, creators. So I'm saying we have to deal with giving to our talented people creativity. We put into that law, I put in works of mass to be copyrighted, to be protected by the copyright laws. And all our creative people, tonight I think you'll hear some of our young talent. They're here to entertain us. Are they here, Ravi? The young singers? Not Stuart Young, sorry. The singers. So you'll hear them after me, after I'm done. So we will protect intellectual property rights for digital creators. We'll create fair policies for recognizing earnings generated through online platforms under our financial rules, enabling access to banking services and government incentives. We'll create a creative content development fund to provide loans for aspiring content creators to access equipment, training, and mentorship programs. We will partner with the private sector companies to sponsor workshops on digital marketing strategies and AI integration in content creation. We will offer courses on new media and social media management, video production, graphic design, and AI tools. We will enhance affordable access to internet connectivity nationwide to ensure citizens can access online platforms efficiently. We'll establish co-working spaces equipped with tools like cameras, editing software, and high-speed internet for content creators. That's where we get the money. This is where we can create jobs. This is where we can earn revenue, we can bring money in. When the UNC wins, new media and social media content creators will also win. And I'll go further. When UNC wins, cannabis, agriculture will also win to create more revenue streams for us. Last day, the last day, we showed these brochures, so I'm not just talking off the top of my head. These are in fact manifestos that we put out on our websites and in the public domain. So one is a UNC-led government will embrace artificial intelligence, digital technology, and new media. This is the AI manifesto. And the other one is cannabis, expanding the cannabis industry as part of agricultural policy. Remember, cannabis is what we're talking about marijuana. Expand the cannabis industry. So it's all in our manifestos. We have been putting out our plans. So the UNC will implement a comprehensive framework to regulate large-scale cultivation, agro-processing, and export cannabis, which all are essential for unlocking this industry's full economic potential. Did you know that the global market, cannabis market, is projected to exceed US dollars 100 billion, US dollars 100 billion by 2030, with demand spanning medical marijuana, oils, and edibles. For Trinidad and Tobago, this represents an opportunity to position marijuana, hemp, as an agricultural product akin to sugarcane of the past and cocoa, where small farmers can participate alongside larger entities in cultivation or agro-processing. This approach ensures that they all will be included, whilst at the same time we will leverage TNT's agricultural expertise. The UNC recognizes that developing a regulated marijuana industry is an extension of agricultural policy aimed at economic diversification. This is not about encouraging recreational use, but creating an organized sector that benefits farmers, entrepreneurs, and investors while adhering to international standards. We will implement the Cannabis Control Authority bill. Implement the Cannabis Control Authority bill to establish commercial cultivation, agro-processing, and export licensing framework. We will create guardrails to ensure compliance with international trade regs and quality controls, especially for medical marijuana exports. We will provide incentives and training programs for small farmers interested in cultivating commercial marijuana. We will facilitate cooperatives where small farmers can get together, pool resources to access agro-processing facilities or sell crops to larger entities. We will ensure that marginalized communities affected by past cannabis criminalization have access to license and opportunities within the industry. We will develop partnerships with regional CARICOM partners and leaders to harmonize standards for medical marijuana exports. We will position TNT as a key supplier of pharmaceutical-grade cannabis products in developed markets. As I close, I ask some more questions. What is the reason, what is the source of all this PNM discomfort? What is the source of all their fear tactics? What is the source of their heightened desperation, their heightened divisiveness? What is causing the PNM to panic? What is causing the PNM to panic? The UNC and the coalition of interest has the PNM on the run. We have them on the run everywhere. What is causing the PNM to attack public servants, social media persons, and everybody who is fed up with them? That is their attack. The PNM's worst nightmare in this election is that the people will get their fair share of the resources of Trinidad and Tobago. That is their fair. The people of our land must have an equal share, an equal space, an equal place in this land, which is ours. Their worst nightmare of the PNM, the PNM's worst nightmare is that public servants will get more money in their pockets. We will do that. We will work with the public servants. The elderly will have a better standard of living. Young people have meaningful jobs, but they will have more access to affordable homes. And you will have more access to Forex, the famous Forex that they now find. After 10 years, they now find in Forex. So we are asking for your vote, yes. But we want to earn your vote. We want to work for that vote. As we approach election day, we continue to be steadfast in our commitment to earning your vote. We have been sharing our people-centered plans and policies with you for quite some time now. We have been very strategic. Our platform has been one of truth and empowerment. We are not about a fete and wine, and Mama Guy politics Phillip spoke about earlier. It's not about a fete and the wine. Of course, we'll have nice music. Okay, I mean, have some beautiful songs, and we love the music. But that's not what it is about. We are the party in this election with a campaign that is positive. We'll meet you where you are, in national meetings, in various constituencies, community meetings in your areas, and cottage meetings on your streets. We are also the only party in this election to take the time to sit and hear from you. When we have our weekly town hall meetings, remember those weekly meetings? And people think this just started. If you all have a good memory, we started town hall meetings sometime since last year. It's just that we're doing more of them now because there are a lot of governance issues that are to be raised. And we are present on all media platforms so you can see for yourself and read for yourself. This is because we want you to know that we understand how serious this election is and that we are not taking anything or anyone for granted. As we always say, yellow is the code. Yellow is the code. Love is the code. Love is the code. And when UNC wins, everybody wins. Tonight, I tell you a favorite Bob Marley song that I like. I want to just give you a few words. And when I ask you, can you feel it? Can you feel the victory? Can you taste the victory? Because you see, there's a natural mystic flowing through the air. Silent yet loud. You have toiled and you have labored so hard for this moment. One aim, one destiny, marching towards a victory for the people. And that is a victory for the UNC and our coalition partners on the 28th of April. I remind you, no weapon formed against us shall prosper. I feel your passion. I share your values. I want your support and help to continue the work we need to do to improve the quality of your lives. With your help, we will build a better future and deliver the country you deserve. I once more inviting you to take my hand. Will you take my hand? Take my hand and help me rebuild our nation into a land of prosperity, security, equality, peace, justice, and happiness for all. On April 28th, we will say no to this bullying government. On April 28th, the sun will rise and shine its light on all. I have told you, don't go to work. Stay home on election day, but do what? Go out and vote. And make sure everyone you know comes out to vote on the 28th. And when we form the government, I will not penalize you for staying home on the 28th and not going to work. So don't get frightened. Don't get chained up. We will take care of you. Stay home and go out to vote. Cast that vote. Go to vote early. Take your car and phone and spend the day carrying out voters to the stations. People are asking, how can I help? What can I contribute? This is a way that every one of you can contribute. Going early, casting votes, and then picking up others and taking them, calling them to vote. Election day is one day off from work for the next 5 years, for a better 5 years. So, I remind you again, you have had leaders before me. You will have leaders after me. But I always tell you, you will never, ever have a leader who loves you as I do. I love you all. Yellow is the code. Yellow is the code. Thank you all very much. Thank you. God bless.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinidad wins. Trinidad wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can build, place your ex by the rising sun. If you want leaders who can lead properly, place your ex by the rising sun. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team.
All right, another round of applause for honorable political leader and next Prime Minister, Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Ms. Kamala Prasad Bissessa. Are you ready, UNC? Are you ready? Kickstart this evening's entertainment with the one and only the man, Squeezy Rankin and DP.
Yo,
Hey, hey,
yo,
hey,
yo,
hey,
yo, yo.
hey.
UNC make some noise.
This is a truthful calypso. You want
Ooh,
everybody.
pull it.
UNC family, how we feeling?
When UNC win, oh,
And don't forget on the 28th, we go in and vote.
yellow is the what?
On election day, vote UN. One love. But see right now, who we voting for? Puppet.
Hey, this is a truthful calypso.
Hey.
You want tell everybody know. The PA them have to go. And the people saying so. Cause we don't know how to cope. At the end of our rope, as we slip down the slope, we can still find some hope in Ghana.
Everybody for Kamala.
Let's see, bring in.
Everybody for Kamala.
Everybody say Kamala. Cause when UNC win, everybody win.
Kamala.
Are we voting?
Yeah, we voted for Kamala.
Vote for the UNC.
Yes, we voted for Kamala.
Everybody.
Yes, we voted for Kamala.
Hey, what? You will already know. Trinidad and Tobago, a beautiful paradise, but still there's no we blight. Too much murders in the land, robberies and home invasion. The PNM was a mistake, so on April 28th, how we voted?
Yes, we voted for Kamala.
What UNC bring in?
Yes, we voted for Kamala.
Everybody.
Yes, we voted for Kamala.
On the 28th of April, no, we voted
Kamala.
UNC.
Yes, we voted for Kamala.
What's she bringing?
Yes, we voted for Kamala.
Everybody.
Everybody say Kamala.
Every vote for UNC. It is Mr. Prosperity.
Hold it.
And save us unity. Where we can protect we family. Remember when UNC win, it's everybody win. Who will ask all the class and give the children laptops is on April 28th.
Yes, we voted for Kamala.
Let's return to better days.
Yes, we voted for Kamala.
Everybody,
Everybody say Kamala.
put your X by rising sun.
Kamala.
Who we voting?
Everybody for Kamala.
Hey,
Yes, we voted for Kamala.
everybody.
Everybody say Kamala.
When UNC wins,
Everybody wins.
Hi, my name is Hannah the age of 12 years old, I passed for Bishop Anstey High School. At the time, I didn't have access to a laptop and my mom couldn't afford it. But thankfully to the UNC government, I was able to have access to one, and it was so much easier to not have to worry about sending in my assignments on time. And I'm so grateful. Thanks, Auntie Cams. When UNC wins, everybody wins.
And of course, folks, let me say a special welcome to WZYE 95.9 FM. And yes, we just finished the meeting there out in La HORQUETTA, TALPARO. Yeah, La HORQUETTA, TALPARO. You know, another splendiferous meeting. Yeah, let me bring in my pal here. Let me see. Tommy, I think you gotta add yourself. You know? Yeah. Tommy, can you hear me? Okay. So folks, Tommy, when I get a chance, just add yourself. Your mic is muted. So folks, there you have it. Caribbean Soul say, like you sell me yellow t-shirt for the whole week. Well, yellow is the code, you know, it's serious business, you know. We ain't joking, you know. So folks, you can call us at 973. Let me put the numbers up on the screen. Yeah? And let's talk because we're not gonna be here tomorrow. So we figured that since they had the meeting tonight, we could do a little special something. You know? Let me put it right here. Yeah, so you can call us at 973-868-1444 or 973-609-6509. That's 973-868-1444 or 973-609-6509. So folks, what we're going to do, we're going to give you a little special because we're not going to be on air tomorrow, Easter Sunday. We have a lot of things going on. Plus, I have to tell you the truth. Tomorrow is my birthday too, eh? And another thing, you know something? I learned of this, right? I ain't gonna tell all I learned of it, but I did learn of it. You know, Clyde Sunarine, welcome. Mr. Intellectual, welcome. Savitra, welcome. Yeah. So this is what I learned, right? I was born on April the 20th. Kamla Prasad Busesa birthday is on April the 22nd. So both of us are Taurus. And I say, wait. So I could actually see, thank you, Caribbean Soul. I could actually see where that type of fight and energy and vigor come from and discipline, because it's the same, same exact thing, you know. Right? The woman fierce. She ain't afraid nobody. Did I say all kind of thing? All you here tonight? Yeah, you here tonight? I mean, she was spitting, man. Fire. And I say, yeah, boy. Yeah. Wait now, Caribbean Soul. You's also a Taurus, boy? Wait, nah. Oh, God. No, listen. That's how we could really vibe and fight. I mean, fight. Trendsetter, welcome. Good evening, Professor and Uncle Tommy. Should the UNC concern minded people the last 9 years? I don't think they are doing it. Trendsetter, listen. They have been reminding the people about the last 9 years. In addition to that, many of us have been reminding the people about this last wicked, evil, devious, deceitful government the last 9 years. Yeah, we reminding them. Yeah, Trendsetter, Kamala on fire, but she fearless. Listen, she's a Taurus, boy. Yeah? So Vitra said, cover Trinbago with yellow hearts. Yeah? Chandra Benjamin, welcome. Happy birthday. Taurus are the best. You know, joking about it. Hey, well, look at that. Even Mr. Intellectual son birthday is Monday. Boy, Taurus ain't easy. We ain't easy. We not easy. PNM nothing. PNM voters have no shame. Russell says, what's going on with the observers? The observers supposed to be there on April the 22nd. Yeah? Beyond Clement says, one love, UNC always rising up. Yellow is the motto. TNT wake up early and vote for change. Red 2 out their minds. I'm going to take this call. Caller, welcome. Caller. Blessed evening.
This evening program was really a little eye opener.
Yeah.
I didn't expect them to venture off into the medical marijuana and the commercial side of it.
Yeah.
I think it is a smart move, but it got to be properly regulated.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
They said that they're going to have a regulation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it happening within the first 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
It will take some doing before they could really get that off the ground if they want to do it properly. They can't rush that one. Content wise, I think that the UNC is on a good path. My honest fear is that party number 3 and party number 2 still against them, and they have an uphill battle where that is concerned. If anybody understands the workings of the system outside here, you know this is not an easy fight for the UNC. As much as the ground might be swollen on their side.
So intellectual, you're breaking up.
You could tell what I say. Nobody could tell.
Okay.
What party group number 2 and number 3 is going to do. So they need to think about that and keep their eyes open so that they could be able to stem whatever intervention party group 2 and 3 going to make. Have a blessed evening.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot, Mr. Intellectual. And happy Easter. So there you have it, folks. Send your voice notes. You can give us a call here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444. And as you know, people, we always say we originate, we don't imitate. So Donnie's goal said Taurus has strong personalities. Correct is right, you know, Danny. You know, joke, you know. I'm telling you. So Vitra says UNC all the way. PNM nothing says Rowley like you don't like Trinidad people. Not only that, you're being generous. Not just Trinidad people. He don't like his own PNM people. He had them suffering. He don't like his own PNM people, especially the 61% of them black people who supporting the PNM. They don't like them. They don't like them. All of them, 26% but are them living below the poverty line. All the PNM go like them. All the PNM like them to do is when they want to come to vote for them. That is the PNM. Trendsetter say, how does PNMites view Stuart Young, their leader? You repackage every policy Kamala speak of. You put attendees to sit in the covered areas. Yes, CV, April 28th, no work, vote. Yeah, we had a vote, you know. This is no joke, you know. This is no joke. There is serious business here. You understand? So, folks, this is a special in the village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street on a Saturday. You know, when things get serious, we had to come out and do what we have to do, you know. Yeah, we had to do what we had to do. Yeah. KFC, welcome. KFC.
I could never start worship, man.
What's happening,
Stay
man?
out there on Saturday, man. No rest for the wicked, man.
No rest for the
Work to
wicked,
do.
boy.
Good
No rest.
business.
Yeah, when we gotta do what we have to do, boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. What a good. I am before the prime minister in the making sure that she blazing fire, boy.
Boy, she's spitting. You know the dragon in fire no more? She's spitting the fire now for the dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But I take clean evil man around it in Tobago.
Yeah.
Was the comments on them in Moruga.
Mm.
The bossing and saying them could have 4 meetings in one day. But them are the resources.
Mm.
I see my MP girl, we go play my MP, they say she Saturday Friday. The lady in black.
No, who is that? Who is that? Oh, yeah. She real good enough.
Yeah, she's an intelligent young lady.
Very, very, very. She's splendid for us, man. She's not just good. She's splendid for us.
Well, I don't know my address. I don't know where I'm voting.
Yeah.
Right, walking distance. So next week, Monday, go to my like my time, strength to my prayers, and go and steal my finger.
Correct is right.
So we can't take the next 5 years on LSP. I never know Mr. Washington.
Nah, can't take the next 5 years.
And they're going for the break. And they rock them up until 10.
Yeah, till 10. We're going till 10. Yeah, man.
But I love our keep up the good work. Good afternoon, Mr. Tommy, wherever he is.
He coming. He go come in, all right. He go come in, man. Folks, let's take that break. Don't forget, it's a special edition of In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Walshies. And on Saturday, after our meeting, we decide we're going to come to you and talk to you. Tell us how you feel about the meeting. So let's take that break. Don't forget, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe, WZYE TV on YouTube. And you can reach us there at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444. Stick and stay. We'll be right back after this. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Welcome to WZYE TV 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. on Let's Talk Politics. Like, share and subscribe to keep up to date with reality affecting your life. And as we always say, we bring the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Listen closely.
Stuart Young is bolted to Venezuela's Maduro. If you take God out of your thoughts to vote for Young, you better brace for U.S. sanctions, say goodbye to U.S. visas, say goodbye to U.S. dollars for business, medicine, traveling, online shopping. Put yourself and your loved ones first.
It's time to rise up Trinidad and Tobago.
Enough is enough.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. Vote UNC.
No more rain. No more rain. No more rain. No more rain. No left foot, right foot again. No more struggle, no more strain, no more pain. We want to see we way, we want a brighter day. No more Rowley again. Bye bye Rowley, bye bye. Bye bye Rowley, bye bye. We're not voting for you. We tired of the bloodshed, tired of the taxes, tired of the potholes and all the excuses. Tired of no water, tired of stretching at the law, tired of the high grocery bills. No left foot, right foot again. No more struggle, no more strain, no more pain. We want to see we way, we want a brighter day. No more Rowley again. Bye bye Rowley, bye bye. Bye bye Rowley, bye bye. We're not voting for you. We tired of the bloodshed, tired of the taxes. crisis. Tired of the potholes and all the excuses. Tired of no water, tired of stretching a dollar. Tired of the high grocery bills. No left foot, right foot, again. No more struggle, no more strain, no more pain. We want to see we way, we want a brighter day. No more Rowley again. Bye bye Rowley, bye bye. Bye bye Rowley, bye bye. We're not voting for you. No more red, no more red. 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 No left foot, right foot, again. No more struggle, no more strain, no more pain. We want to see we way, we want a brighter day. No more Rowley again. Bye bye Rowley, bye bye. Bye bye Rowley, bye bye. We're not voting for you. Bye bye Rowley, bye bye. Bye bye Rowley, bye bye. We're not voting for you.
The UNC built 106 schools, gave thousands of free laptops, textbooks, and scholarships. We expanded GATE and skills training, constructed the Debe UWI campus, the Nursing Academy, the Aviation campus, the Drilling Academy, and the Couva Children's Hospital. We created the Children's Life Fund, the Children's Authority, and over 55,000 new jobs. Vote for a leader who loves you and your children. Vote UNC.
We stand united in the belief that if you empower a community, the community empowers the country.
We are the party that gave every child a secondary school education since 2001.
By building more schools in 11 years than others did in 40. We believe that no child,
rich or poor, should be left behind.
Which is why we give every 4-month student a laptop to expand their minds and their dreams.
We are the party that put police cars back on the streets
and gave the police a $1,000 bonus because we believe that we should support the persons who are protecting you.
We are the party that reduced the murder rate to its lowest in 14 years. We expanded GATE, stopped the property tax, and increased maternity leave.
We are the party that invested in you and your community by investing in schools, community centers, lighted parks, 24-hour health centers, and the most extensive road repair program in decades.
We believe that education is always the solution and that no one should have to pick between sending their child to school or buying food.
We are the party that works for you. We are the first responders in every situation, working to deliver a better standard of living for you and your family.
And most importantly, we have confidence in you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago. This is not a campaign, it's a movement based on building communities and strengthening families.
Come out and join us, and together we will get the nation working and moving again. Our children will once again have access to GATE and technology.
We will improve healthcare
by cutting the time it takes to see a doctor in an emergency. We will establish a senior citizen unit in every major hospital and staff the hospital with the doctors and nurses you need to create a first-class healthcare system. We will focus on creating high-paying jobs, fixing our laws to remove red tape, and ensuring that you and your family are safer. We will reduce corporate taxes to jumpstart the economy, create a special investment zone along the East-West corridor, and work with entrepreneurs to build a digital economy. This is an investment in your community to move the nation forward and get TNT working again.
Whether you are from 4th Street in Barataria to Railway Road in Dow Village, from Green Street in Tunapuna to Clark Road in Debe, from La HORQUETTA to Moruga, from Mayaro to Scarborough, we are one people with the same dreams of a better tomorrow. And when we stand together, we win together. We are UNC and proud.
This election is about putting people in office who will seek your interest. It isn't about power or titles. It's about people who will get the job done. The UNC has never wavered in fighting the good fight for the dream that is Trinidad and Tobago. Because after all the noise and the smoke has cleared, in your quiet moments, you want what's best for yourself, your family, and your country.
When we win, everybody wins.
Everybody say, come here. Every vote for UNC, peace and prosperity. We can secure we family right here in TNT. Say everybody know, this is the whole show. Who will ask all the tax and give the children laptops? Says, who we voted?
Yes, we voted for Kamala.
Every UNC family. Where's the flag? Where's the flag? Sing it out. Who?
Yes, we voted for Kamala. Let's progress.
Say Kamala.
Everybody say Kamala.
Again, hey, Kamala. We're waiting. The leader's coming. The next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Kamala.
Yes, we voted for Kamala. Let's progress with
Kamala.
Everybody say Kamala.
Everybody, there we go.
Kamala. Yes, we voted.
Do not take it for granted that we have won already. Under normal circumstances, the United National Congress will be way past the PNM. We are running an almost flawless campaign. This did not come by guess. Do not underestimate or let anybody cause you to undervalue Kamala Persad-Bissessar. She's a great strategist, great, with the best temperament for politics. She may speak softly and very elegantly, like the stateswoman that she is indeed, but she has a heart that is so hard. And I tell people, she is the baddest person I know. I tell you bad. And I'm not telling you bad in a wicked way. I'm telling you she's as solid as a rock and tough. And she stands in the gap for people. She stands in the gap for all people, everybody. Yes, we might not always be happy. But what I'm saying, she kept this boat called the United National Congress, a boat that sometimes is filled with fractious units, very ambitious people. You know, people who feel that they could do it better. And that's okay. We always want people. I told you, I hired Chady and paid him more than I was getting at the time as managing director. Because I wanted Chady to be better than me. So that's okay to be better. She doesn't mind that. We just keep going. But in terms of where the UNC has found itself today, that didn't come by guess.
Don't get chained up, I beg of you. Do not get chained up by these pop-up parties. Remember, there's only one party is going to win this election, and that is the United National Congress.
On April 22nd, 1952, in the rural village of Siparia, Trinidad, a girl named Kamala was born into a family that valued education above all. Growing up as the great-granddaughter of an indentured laborer, she faced societal challenges that would shape her future. Her parents instilled in her the belief that education is the only passport out of poverty, a mantra that would guide her throughout her life. Fueled by education and a desire to make a difference, her early schooling laid a strong foundation, and her experiences studying in the United Kingdom opened her eyes to the realities of racial discrimination and social inequity. These challenges ignited her passion for justice and equality. Returning to Trinidad, Kamala dedicated herself to education, becoming one of the youngest university lecturers at the University of the West Indies. But her aspirations went beyond the classroom. With a Bachelor of Laws in hand, she entered the political arena in 1987 as an alderman for the National Alliance for Reconstruction. Driven by compassion, she advocated for women and children facing violence and poverty, committed to being their voice. Kamla's political journey reached new heights when she became the first female Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs in Treasury again by becoming the first female Prime Minister, leading the coalition known as the People's Partnership to victory. Her leadership was marked by a dedication to uplifting her nation. She implemented transformative initiatives like universal secondary education, the Children's Life Fund for underprivileged youth, and a program providing laptops to every secondary school student. These initiatives not only changed lives, but also reflected her unwavering commitment to education and social equity. Throughout her tenure, Kamla faced political opposition and economic challenges, yet her commitment to her vision for Trinidad and Tobago remained steadfast. After serving as Prime Minister until September 2015, she continued to play a vital role in politics as the leader of the opposition. Her resilience inspired many women across the Caribbean to pursue careers in politics and beyond, showing them that they too can make a significant impact. Kamla Persad Bisesar's story is one of breaking barriers and inspiring change. As a trailblazer in a predominantly male political landscape, she has become a symbol of empowerment and hope. Known affectionately as Auntie Kamla, she continues to advocate for social justice and equality, serving as a role model for future generations. Her journey from Siparia to the highest political office exemplifies determination and a commitment to making a difference. Kamla's story reminds us that with hard work, passion, and a desire to uplift others, we can all play a part in creating a better world.
See, folks, there you have it. That is a Taurus, eh? Huh. Well, you think it easy? That is a Taurus, boy. Anyway, let me go to the chat. Let's go. Bring it home in April 28th. The PNM paid the family of the murder divers the million yet? They're still waiting. Caribbean sources, and if all Stuart Young need is that one chance of power, and the UNC might never see power again. Stuart will make sure he fully compromise the nation and really turn it into a PNM country. You rather worry about that Caribbean soul. People don't allow that to happen. They ain't gonna allow that to happen. The PNM have already ruined this nation so much that people don't want to see the two-headed snake because Stuart Young is just, it's a coin with Rowley on one side and Stuart Young on the other side. Take your pick. Yeah? CV through that. Soul, you are very insightful. Yes, CV, we will win, man. All of the worry all yourself, we will win. So people need to think critically and understand the consequences that will continue to happen if the PNM continues to hold on to the government. I mean, it's all kind of gimmick they're coming up with, you know. Russell, welcome. Taurus has determination on May 9th. That ain't no joke, you know. Trini Fosso comments telling lies on his life. But so folks, oh, you know what? I'm gonna play this one for you. Listen to this one, Stuart Young. I mean, you know, I've told you guys before, and I've said it over and over. 36 years ago, before I got married, my mother-in-law told me a liar has no memory. And former Prime Minister Dr. Rowley and now Stuart Young is proving my mother-in-law absolutely correct. So I want you all to take a listen to Stuart Young. Really and truly, a liar has no memory. Don't forget that. It's a true statement. All right? True statement. Indra, welcome. Good night to you. True statement. So I want you all to listen to Stuart Young. One time he's saying one thing, and he forget what he say, all right, a while back. So listen to him, eh? Listen to what he has to say. Move that. He's still waiting for that plywood factory. Yeah? Take a listen.
UNC came into government in 2010. One of the first things they did was fire me. Many people don't know that, but a UNC government fired me. I was not a member of the PNM. I was not associated with the PNM, but I had done work for a government under the People's National Movement. And by then, I knew that the only party in Trinidad and Tobago that had proper policies and cared about the citizens was the PNM. So by 2010, I had been going to PNM meetings, standing quietly. I didn't even own a PNM shirt, but standing quietly in my red in a corner of wherever you all were meeting. I did it in 2002, 2007, 2010. And I listened to PNM platforms.
But to tell you a little bit about myself, because you see, it's important you understand who is joining this battle now. It was in 1998, I came back to Trinidad. In 1998, the UNC first iteration was in power. You all remember that? Basdeo Pandey's government in 98. So as a young man, I said and I listened carefully. And I said, this is my Trinidad and Tobago. This is my Trinidad and Tobago. And I will never associate with corruption. And it was right there and then I took a decision to follow the People's National Movement that was in opposition. And that is when I came amongst the ranks. It was in 1998.
Because when the UNC came into government in 2010, one of the first things they did was fire me. Many people don't know that, but a UNC government fired me. I was not a member of the PNM.
On election day, vote UNC.
Or you lie?
Check out.
Boy, I tell you, boy. Them fellas and them, boy. You think they're easy, you know? Anytime all you hear whatever they tell all you, run. If they tell all you walk, run. Run. COP, welcome.
Bullshit. Good night to you.
Good night.
You see why we had to vote the UNC?
You think it's easy?
You see why Trinidad and Tobago had to vote out the PNM? And I agree with the person like yeah, 9-year-old Jersey. Because I know you wouldn't want to wear one whole day. Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Uncle Tommy, oh gosh, switch from that channel now, Uncle Tommy. You can always go back and listen to the garbage Rowley talking. Come on the program now, Uncle Tommy.
I wasn't listening to Rowley. I just stepped out of the room to use the washroom.
I still want to choke you a little bit. I want to choke you a little bit. Wall Street,
yeah.
We must say Jerene John was on fire, boy.
Oh God, boy.
And,
fire, boy.
Yes, he was.
Leader was on fire too, boy.
Yeah, but COP, you remember what she reminded Stuart Young, what you call Karen Nunes Tishera?
Yeah, but
eh?
Yeah, she reminded him.
Back on him now.
Yep.
And I will link that. To when he say, in 2010 I wasn't a PNM. I never even own a PNM jersey.
Man, life was so good.
He was like the cockroach, the dog barking at Rowley Hill.
Yep.
He was the dog barking at Rowley Hill, fighting for leadership. And look, Dr. Water. Rowley. Look, Rowley give he leadership for being in the party 10 years now. And all of them who in the party looking for that leadership. Because them I get that.
But like what she said in the editorial, Elia has no memory.
Elia has no memory.
Yeah. You notice since he say that, you realize Rowley started come on campaign with him.
You gotta help him. Yeah,
because Rowley say, hey, what nonsense and stupidness you're saying there. But you can tell the PNM members and them, you only become a PNM member in 2010, that will be about 2012 and things so. You just become a PNM member and you reach right up rank and file and become chairman and deputy and prime minister now for there. But let me tell the young boys and young girls who's 25 years old today, Wall Street, and listeners all over the world, especially Trinidad and Tobago. I listening to some young children, 25 years, speaking about the laptop they get when they was going to school, and Kamala give them that laptop. You listen to some of them thanking she for that laptop because today them is 25 years. And
yeah, 15 years ago. Yeah, that's 15 years ago.
That laptop give them. It's amazing to me to watch those. To me, that is success stories. And they speak about when the mother and father didn't have the money to buy that laptop for them, and them get a laptop. Today they qualify Wall Street.
Yeah.
And I want to tell the PNM members and them who didn't want that laptop, because I hear earlier at 91.9 saying the children them go watch blues, and they go encourage them to watch blues and do a set of wrong things and that. You encourage your children to watch that and it. The people, you see the success stories we're hearing today, those other children and them appreciate that, and today it helped them to reach some way. You see these 5,600 youths that get murdered in Trinidad and Tobago Wall Street, under 25 years, is 3,200 under 25 years. Them is children who get them laptop. And mother and father who tell themselves they're watching blues. The mother and father didn't show no interest, appreciate that, and direct the children to use it the right way. Today, them underground, mothers and fathers. And that is a fact. That is a fact. If you appreciate that type of life for your children and them, watch what the Indian people, children and them do with that laptop. And it have many success story with the little African boys that get a laptop today too. The one who thinking positive.
Yeah.
And that the PNM side, them do want a laptop for the children and them. Why all they wouldn't want a laptop for the children? Why all they wouldn't want a children life for them? Why all they wouldn't want a children hospital in this country? Why all they wouldn't want that?
With the advent of COVID, it became a need instead of a want.
Against that. That is what they do in Wall Street. They're voting against that opportunity towards the future of this country.
Kunji,
they will pay a penalty for that. Yes, Uncle Tommy.
With the advent of COVID, it became a need, not a want.
We need that. We need that 15 years ago. 15 years ago, we need that. And we still need it more than when we had COVID. Uncle Tommy.
Today's needed more than ever.
More. Yeah. You see, most of these senior citizens that take that injection in this country, today when you see that 37-year-old fall down of a heart attack, people saying it's all that causing them thing. We need the more hospital we can get in this country. It will be a success for the future of this country. Kamala Prasad Bisesa saying community health center must be open 24 hours a day. She had her community health centers closing 10 o'clock and 12 o'clock while she was in office. PNM have been running from 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock now. Why you wouldn't want a community health center open 24 hours? Say if your grandmother gets sick, or if one of your boy and them children and them get a little cut or some kind of thing, they could go to the community center. It have the doctors, she said she will go to bring the doctors and them to your home for senior citizens. Why PNM supporters win want something like that for this country? Young boys and young girls outside there, you watch your mother and father in the face and say, Mommy, why you don't want that type of representation? Why you don't want more on your pension? Why you don't want more on your pay? Why you don't want those things? You must ask them that, young boys and young girls. Ask your mother and father if the PNM more important than your future. Because if your mother and father don't have no opportunity today, they have no success to give you. They have no opportunity to give you. You will have to struggle for your opportunity. Ask your parents and them why they don't want that opportunity. Because it happened under the People's Partnership. All of us and everybody had that opportunity. and your mother and father are voting against that opportunity today. Ask them that, Uncle Tommy and Wall Street and citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you.
Yeah, man, bless. So, folks, I want you all to listen to what the PSA president had to say to Colin Booth, because you know it's only lies. PNM is only full of lies, and there's lie upon lie. And I tell all you, they have a propaganda machine in Bali's house.
Oh yeah, it works well.
It works well. Let me say hello to Patty and PNM Fox and all of them. I know they over listening to the lies they're getting over there. But we just only bring the truth here, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Right? I want you guys to listen to this. Take a listen to this.
PSA tells Imbert to shove it after he claims union leaders stopping back pay. Former Finance and current Public Utilities Minister Colin Imbert is warning public servants that their union leaders want them to suffer by denying them their back pay. However, the Public Services Association's PSA president has fired back, saying Imbert could take the government's 4% wage offer and shove it. Speaking at the Diego Martin Central Secondary School Wednesday evening, Imbert said government is ready to disperse back pay.
Tommy, I like that lady too bad, you know.
Mm-hmm.
She's serious, you know. She ain't joking, you know.
Yeah, she's got goals.
Yeah, I wonder if she's a Taurus too, boy.
Hey, by the way, happy birthday.
Yeah. Tomorrow.
I know. I'm starting to celebrate from tonight.
Correct is right. Thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate that. Let's continue to listen.
Pay to members of the PSA, but he claimed the executive is refusing to accept their wage offer. Not only have we offered the public sector unions 4% for a particular period, we just offered them a couple of months ago 5%. That is 9% we have offered them. Imbert told the hundreds of People's National Movement supporters in attendance. Recently, the PSA has fully declared its support for the United National Congress, with both its current and past presidents speaking on a UNC platform. Imbert accused the United National Congress of peddling what he described as a false narrative, that it is the only party to honor back pay commitments. He said he recently met a PSA member who was unaware of who was responsible for the delay in back pay. When I go out walking from time to time, I would meet a member of the PSA. Imbert, where the back pay, I'd say, but your leader didn't sign the agreement. The PSA has to sign the agreement first before you get back pay. Imbert said he told the person, that is how teachers got back pay, that is how police officers got back pay, that is how prisons officers get back pay, that is how fire service gets back pay, that is how the army gets back pay. The former finance minister claimed union leaders do not have their members' best interests at heart. He challenged the members to hold them accountable. So I am urging every member of the PSA, you need to deal with your leaders. They are holding back your back pay. Everybody else get back pay, except public servants, because you have union leaders that want you to suffer, he said. Imbert said that contrary to the UNC's narrative, the PNM has a history of honoring its debts to workers, even if it means paying a bill left behind by a previous administration. Imbert said he hoped that the union leaders would come to their senses. However, PSA President Felicia Thomas told Guardian Media yesterday, Colin Imbert must be delusional to think for a second that 4% over 6 years is an acceptable offer on behalf of public officers. Thomas said if government can afford hefty increases for themselves, they can afford a much better offer for public officers who she said are the backbone of this country. They are hypocrites, Thomas declared. Thomas said when Imbert speaks about suffering, he was referring to what workers have experienced at the hands of this government. That being said, we continue to reject 4% over 6 years. We reject the non-consolidation of COLA, cost of living adjustment. We reject the buyout of pensioners' back pay. Tell them to shove it.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Yes. I like she too bad. Let me bring in wait, where is boy? I ain't seen you, you know. Hold on a minute there. I'm supposed to bring in hold on. Hey, your mic, unmute your mic. Gary, unmute your mic. Gary, your mic is muted.
Yeah, you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you now. So, folks, we have with us the Phantom.
Phantom.
How you guys? How is everybody doing? How everybody doing?
How's the
How you
Phantom
doing?
today?
Good, good, good. If Phantom is keeping up the fight, man. We dealt with this man, this wannabe prime minister, for some years, fighting our stranded people outside here. So
Yeah.
we have to rehash what we did. Trinidad and Tobago must know what this man put our people through, locked them outside the country. The battles that we had to find money to pay for hotel, to pay for food. People came out of here, out of the country for 2 little weeks or a week, and you locked them out for a year and a half. I mean, we can't let Stuart Young get away with this, all playing Mr. Nice Guy that he care about the people in the country. No, we had to deal with them, Ansem.
That's right.
And tell me,
Let me take this call here. Hold on. Mr. Intellectual, welcome.
Yeah, this evening again.
Yeah, man.
That's one of the things that we should always keep in mind. What it did to the people during the COVID.
Correct.
But here, since you played the Felicia thing there, I wanted to point out to you guys. Have you saw the news? I think was last night or night before that the tutor took the 5%.
I don't like to
point out to you.
I don't like to go down them kind of road, but the leaders all right, go ahead.
Chinese.
No, I lecture. I didn't say that. I was stumbling and fumbling.
I got to stumble and fumble about them kind of thing. Listen to this too.
Okay.
Notice that the whole executive, right?
Who
was signing that agreement? All of them had on red shirt.
It's a PNM party group.
Right. But I PNM party group number 4 now.
Okay. Mr. Doctor, don't blame me. I was just fumbling to figure out who the leader was.
That fella they call King.
Yeah. All right. I wonder if you have any shares in that place.
Something like that. It's some kind of king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But positive, I saw them wearing red shirt yesterday. So what day it was, there was on the news.
Okay.
You understand? So my thing, the first thing running in my mind, you accept the 4%. Now you accept the 5%. And the last time you was arguing and quarreling, but this time you say nothing. Everybody's smiling and you have on red shirt. So my assumption is that is party group number 4. You understand?
Okay.
So I just want the people and them to remember during the COVID where they say they do so good.
Yeah.
The 30,000 of them who get locked out. If you're in the country, you know what to do. There's 30,000 votes supposed to vote against them who lock all you out. They don't care about all you.
Correct.
So that 30,000 people are talking to them. I hope they remember how that same Stuart Young locked them out of the country.
Correct. Thank you, boss.
Have a blessed evening.
Yeah, man. Gary?
Yeah, I'm listening.
You remember when we was fighting here for exile and stranded citizens under Stuart Young? Remember that?
How I could forget that? How I could forget that? I have a trail of WhatsApp messages and email messages for people applying for exemption. You remember what I had to do? I think I'll join you guys afterwards. I had to make everybody CC me on the email and put the email in there because national security wasn't responding to people. I discovered people. I have proof of that.
KFC,
I could pull it up.
KFC, hold on. Go ahead, Gary.
I have proof.
No, KFC, hold on. KFC, hold on. KFC, hold on. Go ahead, Gary. Hold on. Go ahead, Gary.
Yeah. I have proof.
KFC,
I have the proof, man. I was the man pilot in this whole thing, right? So I have proof.
KFC,
how many times people apply for exemption, right? And the like time was outside the country, but give KFC a chance so we could talk.
All right, cool. KFC, go ahead.
Okay, Gary.
Yeah.
I Mr. Wall Street. I just should have video with the union leader, right? You know, going to get the Chinese man and the teacher, Mr. Rankin.
Lumpkin. It's Lumpkin or Rankin? Lumpkin.
Rankin is calling Lumpkin. Okay, that Chinese. He supports anybody.
Okay.
Right up.
Eh.
She gonna sign for the 5%.
Yeah, boy. Them wicked boy.
He supports anybody the wicked.
Them wicked boy. You understand?
Them take 40-something%. You go and sign the EVA election to take 5%. You see politics? Them play with people, with poor people. I ain't game wrong supporting anybody that Chinese, the Prime Minister that Chinese. So I love service.
Yeah. Oh God. Tommy boy. Tommy, I don't know, boy. Tommy.
It is what it is, though.
I see. Hold on, Let me see this one here. Yeah, Bitcoin. Bitcoin, welcome.
Good night, Uncle Tommy and Mr. Wall Street.
Yeah.
Good night.
My boy, comment, you notice how they're finding all the wrong even in the last 9 or 10 years ago. They're trying to correct.
In 2 weeks, Bitcoin, all of a sudden, the PNM bringing out all kind of magic that they couldn't do in 10 years, and they're trying to squeeze it in a week to 2 weeks. I mean, that had to be real good election gimmicks.
That PNM promises never materialize. I mean, that ain't coming to no fruition. They promise the divers, they ain't going to see a cent of that money. And yesterday they're talking about Forex for small business. But half of them business done shut down already, Mr. Wall Street.
And don't forget, Bitcoin, don't forget all the business they removed from that list. Remember the list?
Yeah.
Where they move hundreds and thousands of business from that list? Remember that? People they forget that, They forget that already. No, they didn't forget. They didn't forget. On April 28th, they will remember. And all them thousands of people they lock out. Them people who in Trinidad now, for the family they lock out, they will remember. Go ahead.
And I tell you, they're using all of these gimmickry now to fool people with that. When most of these businesses either leave or they shut down and they go out of business. Because of that same Forex issue, people were crying and asking for help for a number of years, and they wasn't entertaining none of the people on them to help them. Now they're coming on the last minute to do that. Even this Stuart Young, right? He went and pretending he meted with banking officials to lower the all the taxes and all the different charges with the banking passing on to the customers. He ain't nothing from that. All I said, make believe and all kind of what should I say, rhetoric to fool the people like he doing something. When anybody was the first finance minister, he said he'd do something about that. I went since 2015. He never do nothing about that. Because all of them in league with the banking institution. You understand? Them clapping hands with one another. So they starving the poor people. Listen, it have two school of thoughts in this whole scenario. Yeah? You either put in a government to serve you or a government to rule over you. And which one you think the PNM is? A ruler government. Correct. They're ruling it with the short end of the stick, and they're beating it like a Good Friday bubbly. Look what happened to the crime statistics after this SOE gone. You're seeing people getting kidnapped, you're seeing people getting murdered, you're finding people in forest. Like these criminals were just having a Hail Mary waiting for that day to come, and now they're on the rampage to do what they're supposed to do. You think this PNM government solves any of the crime? You think the criminals and them freed them? You think the crime statistics will go down if they're elected back in the government? No, because the same foolish thing they're coming with, they had for the 9-10 years, that they're coming again. And all that will happen is that you better put your name down for some kind of insurance for your family, because them murderers, killers, and extortioners coming for you next. Nobody's safe in this country, I tell you so. For back that PNM, and it's more the same and still money more that it was getting for the last days, gentlemen. Have a good night.
Yeah, man. Bless. You see, go ahead, Tommy.
No, I said same to you, Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, it is a desperate ploy by the PNM to try. And listen, you all have to understand. But you know, Tommy, you know, I didn't see anything, folks. Did you see anything in the newspapers about international container terminal services leasing the port, Tommy. I
haven't seen anything on it yet.
No, folks, I'm not saying that I haven't seen anything. Was there a story talking about this corrupted company, International Container Terminal Services Incorporated, out of the Philippines, that have been involved in massive corruption in the port, that it appears that the government of Trinidad and Tobago is going to lease the port for them to run, a corrupted company? How come them things don't make the newspapers, man? I don't understand that.
What you don't understand about the role of the port estate in Trinidad?
Yeah, Tommy, well, maybe I'm a little behind, man. I'm a little behind. I'm sorry,
I've
but
been saying for months.
But who control the news? Who control the news, right? It's who
Well,
control the newspaper, right? The media is controlled by certain people that wants to keep the PM.
And I want to see Kama Prasad was talk about that poll they're going to put out. I want to see that poll now. The Guardian supposed to put out that poll. You know, hey, you know what? I don't know.
The port estate failing the people because they're in bed with you know who.
I don't understand this one. Be yourself saying, I'm not allowing anybody to call me a black ethnic slur. Never. So guess who I will never vote for? And be yourself, explain that to me. Take your pay to be called a black ethnic slur. I will never. I don't understand that one, huh? The media is controlled by people who support both parties. Be yourself. I'm not sure if you're being yourself, you know. So I can explain that for we there. Yeah. You see, now we want to wait for the poll to come out tomorrow and see if somehow the Guardian decide that they're gonna make up a poll. Okay, no, I'm just I just get distracted when these things come up. If the Guardian go make up a poll in favor of the PNM, because you know they might get a call from a certain person in the PNM who is one of the PNM financiers, and if the poll is supposed to be in favor of the UNC, they go tell them no, you can't run that poll, you know, and we go pay you not to run that poll, right? Stuart Young being blinded by corruption as a blind dog leading you by the name of Rowley. That's Rowley little puppet. You know that is true by Mickey the Ghost Rider. Rowley is the puppet master, you know. But Tommy, have you been impressed with Stuart Young on the Hustings?
I know why, and I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed with him. He sounds just like himself, the bully he is.
Yeah. Okay. Be yourself says, can't you understand English? You can't vote for people who hate you. But I cannot. And the media owners support both parties. Who hate who? Be yourself. Who hate who? No, I'm just really trying to understand you, because I don't know, it seems like you're out in left field somewhere. And I don't understand. You're not making yourself clear. Clear, make it a little clearer for me. You know, because I'm somewhat slow today, Saturday. Today is the Sabbath, so I'm somewhat slow. Kind of explain it for me. And when you're explaining it, be yourself. Don't be anybody else. Yes, Tommy. So this wicked, evil PNM government, right? And I wonder, no. I'm not gonna go down that road. Neither are you, sir. What is be yourself talking about? I don't understand in a minute. Like that PNM, I don't want to say the PNM miseducation and be yourself, but you're sounding kind of, you ain't explaining yourself properly. Let me just put it that way. And I'm trying to understand what you are trying to say. Tommy, could you help me?
I'll try my best. I don't know how how much I can do.
Or CV helping me. He trying to come with some race BS. Oh, that's what it is. Wait now. But be yourself. Which party have 26%, 26.3% of black people living below the poverty line? Which party? Let me talk race. Be yourself, let me talk race. Which party? Answer that question for me quickly. Which party have 26.3% of black people living below the poverty line? And which party reduced the amount of black people living below the poverty line from 19.8% to 17.3%? I'm waiting your answer. Listen to this. If we had to go till 11 o'clock tonight, we're going till 11 o'clock tonight, and I'm waiting for your answer. No, you tell me. Oh, wait now. Tommy, you see, I just tell him the numbers, but here what you asking? Or well, I don't know if he's a he or she. You tell me. I just tell you. So who? Who be yourself? Who? Yeah. All right. You know what? How's deviation lover? You're right. Yeah. Tell me where you get that stats. You go and do the homework by yourself. You go and do some homework. All your PM people don't like to do homework. Yeah? All they just say what Prime Minister Young say, what former Prime Minister Rowley say, and all they just come and regurgitate the same thing. You go and do some homework. Go and do your homework. Go.
This man know your profession. He knows your profession. He knows your background. He know who he talking to.
But you know, hey, listen to this. Gary has just said that. Hear what you say. What is your education level, sir? Where are those stats from?
Oh Lord.
You know, that PM miseducation is deep, you know. Yeah, how's invitation, how's aviation lover, put him in detention, didn't do his homework. Yeah, I like them to come. I like all to come. All you come. Yeah? This title actually, yeah, you're right. Pro, you know what kind of people say? Be yourself. Yeah? Yeah? Be yourself. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry. You back up the wrong mango tree. It's a mango tree that say Tommy or pick tree.
Look like he back up a Google Breath tree.
A Google Web tree. Yeah, and you see that is part of the problem with these people. They just want to come, PNM just want to come with this race talk. Race this and race that.
Nobody
and they don't want to deal with the statistics, you know.
Nobody can raise bait like PNM.
Nobody can raise bait like PNM. Nobody can raise bait like the PNM. And you want to come with race talk and race talk. I want you to find out why your party, Be Yourself, have 26.3% of black people living below the poverty line. I want to know. You ask, you find that out for me. KFC, welcome.
Hi, the name Mr. Worship.
Yeah.
Be yourself, a man or a woman?
I don't know. I think this might be the first time you hear it. Huh?
You listen to the remote program today?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think the remote program today. Them mount a platform. Rolling them mount a platform to attack Jerene John, Jack Warner. And the next PLM man was on the UNC platform.
John Jeremy. Think about this now. Yeah. Think about this now. All them doing is attacking black intelligent people, you know.
Yeah.
Think about it, you know.
I don't attacking them. A black man.
Them only attacking black intelligent people. That's all them could do.
David Mohammed say, since the black government in power, they never get nothing. Kamala gave them a piece of land.
Yes.
Basopane gave them a piece of land.
Yes.
How that could happen? Short young, with the Jabaka Muslim down there, when the school negotiate for the teacher them to get the money.
But KFC, let me say this. How come the Indian party don't like black people, right? David Mohammed get land, right? Panchin Bego get land. Yeah?
The Baptists get.
the Baptist gas school. Eh? They reduced the amount of black people living below the poverty line from 19.8% to 17.3%. 4 big things. Let me go to the PNM. The Laventel to Watch It Empowerment Center. They mashed down the building. They take away the land from Pancho and Bago. I wanted to give it to Jindal. And them like black people,
Mr. Worship, them going to get black culture. They come out to election time, you know.
Boy.
Them hate. Who they fight on black people? Black people fight on black people. The Chinese to themselves. The Syrian to themselves. The Indians and them to the afraid the people. What black people have fear and around this country for so long they say, go and go, they say, they have black party. And black people are the bottom of the ladder. Only come black people.
Yeah.
Look, if the PNM party for a Chinese man now coming there about 10 or 15 years there. And them multi-millionaires, and Faris Harvey and them. What's the plus in the PNM? Holding the top post.
Yeah. I want them to listen to this. Yeah, KFC. KFC. I want Be Yourself. Yeah, man. I want Be Yourself to tell me one black PNM MP that recused themselves 10 times from Parliament in any year. One. I want one. I'm fighting you down, but asking about your stats. No, Be Yourself. You supposed to know that homework by now. You supposed to know that. When you come in here and asking me that, you supposed to know that. You supposed to know that. And if you don't know, go and find out. Go and find out. Do some homework. Use Google. Go and find out. Yeah, yes, COP.
You feel Be Yourself as now Google? Why somebody want to name themselves Be Yourself? And first time we see the and the chat over here, Google that and see if that is Google. Google that and see if that is Google. Because them fellas just ask them kind of chopping question.
Yeah.
Them just ask that chopping question when they want to mislead people.
And you know what? He had to know. He know, eh? So he come and he put a Be Yourself name, but he know about them stats. And that all of them does ask, well, what should we get them stats from? So Be Yourself, think about this. If the stats is incorrect, put fake news on it. Go and do your research.
What is your education qualification to it? Yeah, asking that.
COP, you know. And Tommy, you're right, you know. Stray dogs don't bark at every car, others go by. Sorry, you're bark at that car.
Yeah. Just them alone. Sometimes some are calling to Eric William. Let it J-brainer.
Yeah.
And he want to be part of a good program. I just tell him instead of writing chipness, you call the program. Call. Don't feel shame in front of your children and them and say you can't call, just hiding in a corner and texting. Let your children and them hear how stupid your song is on national radio. Because why you texting is because you're ashamed to speak them nonsense in front of your children and them. Be brave and call as everybody else.
Correct.
But bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't think that Dr. What do you call this man, Doctor? I don't think that Rowley was insulting John Jeremy, you know. I don't think he was being rude to Jeremy. Dr. Rowley said Jeremy was a lifetime member of the PNM and was a diehard PNM supporter. And he vexed because he going across with the UNC side. I think he was really telling Lala, and them how stupid it is to be a lifetime member of a political party and jumping ship. I feel he was talking to them people and them who jumping ship and letting them know how stupid it is and the type of dog there is towards the political party. That way he was really, because Rowley have a lot of intelligence in politics. And he just wasn't throwing that for Jeremy. He was showing that to for the UNC people that move going across with the PNM. Because if John Jeremy is a dog, he's saying Lala and all of them is a dog too. Yeah, and that is the definition of the words he was using. But who give the PNM the authority to say they're going to lease out we Porter? Rowley and Stuart Christopher Young and them mother and father give them that Porter. Them mother and father put that on the will to do what they wanted to do. Look the Chinese man. Look the Chinese man sign off 5% with the Chinese brother with no consultation with the members of the union. No consultation. Because he brother say take 5%, he go and sign it off for it, and then my brother, all of these Chinese together, to hell with them African and Indian who is the members of the union. Because how he sign off so fast? He no consultation with the members of the teachers and them, and you sign off. Wall Street. That is not accountable. That is not accountability and transparency. That is political hypocrisy amongst the members and them. But them when speak about that, leave we port alone. That is not all they own. After election, if all they win, all they could do all they want to do. But leave we port. Your mother and father, Guido Rowley and Stuart Christopher Young, and Keith Christopher Rowley. All your mother and father, you leave that for all your will over there. That is taxpayers paying for that for years now. And if all you can't manage it properly, put the UNC and them will manage it. Don't give foreigners it to manage it. How foreigners can make money with it? And we can't make money with it. Because your government, watch it have a nice night.
Yeah, man. Failures. Folks, we're going to take that break. If as you know, we always say put your closing quotes in the chat and your closing comments. Send your closing voice notes as well to the WhatsApp number. We're going to take a quick break. Stick and stay. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Washington U. Right? It's sort of a, what we call it, Tommy?
Special.
A special in the village on WZYE 95.9 FM. Be yourself. You go wait for them statistics till never vary. Go and do some homework. Or the PNM people don't like to do no homework. Or they just like to get things on a platter. Do some homework. Go and use Google or call the pastor with the internet search engine. Call he and let him try to help you. You go wait forever. Don't forget, folks, it's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Washington U on WZYE 95.9 FM. Folks, we don't have any show tomorrow because it's Easter. We wish each and every one of you a happy Easter, whether you celebrate Easter or not. And whatever you celebrate, make sure it's happy and peaceful. Let me just finish up in the chat here. Says SZA 2785, that one with tutor. Can't wrap my mind around it. Yeah, you can wrap your mind around it. Yeah, so he put the rate, should want to sing for 5%. Yep, Trendsetter says, thank you to the UNC. PNM knows now that people deserve to sit at their meetings. Correct is right. They used to have them standing. Now they are them sitting. Still awaiting the statistic. Be yourself. Maybe you change your name to just yourself. You might get those statistics. Oh, God. Yeah. So let me play some quick voice notes here as well.
Good day, Uncle Tommy and Mr. Walsh. What I expect Dr. I need to do a greasy poll tomorrow, right? And the poll might be influencing the PNM more. Because most of the pollsters tend to go with the flow of the government, you know. So don't be surprised if you're influencing the government with the greasy poll tomorrow. Right?
Yeah.
And poll will win elections, people will win elections. So on the 20th, the people in this country have to go out and voice their opinion against any poll or whatever. This government has done nothing. They've destroyed everything, and they continue to lie to the people of this country. They must go. And this be itself, man. Stop playing riddle, Nadine. No riddle game here going on. Say what you have to say.
Say what?
Who you're talking about.
And Bitcoin.
Don't call Kitty Man riddle to read out all their for you, Mr. Walter, I wouldn't read another man text, you know, even right there because he can you don't the Mayberry bush.
Yeah,
Have a good night.
and Bitcoin, you are so correct, right? You're so correct. I mean, come in here. If you want to ask a question, ask a question. You know, you're running around Paddy's house with your tutu, you know, your red sneakers, and you know, we talk facts here. We speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Walter, BSF. He and Gordon Dryden can drive in the same car, both of them. Because them, one is a riddler and one is tell you truth. So both of them can drive in the same pickup. Have a good day, gentlemen.
Yeah.
You too.
Whatever that greasy pole say tomorrow, the people of this country want change. We're not following no greasy pole. That's the same thing they do up in America with Trump. They give you that fake news that this woman, Kamala, was going to win the election, right? And you see what happened? Trump turned the tide on them. It's the same thing the people had to do in this country. The people had to go and vote with their finger for change on the 20th of April. And forget about greasy poll or whatever Hamid Ghani and them bringing out tomorrow. Because I think that poll will be a negative poll for the UNC. Because it's paid for by certain people in Guardian media. Have a good night, gentlemen.
Yeah, man. Bless. So, let me see if I still have my closing quote here. So, folks, we want to thank you for staying with us tonight. It was a short, abbreviated in the village. And I think I deleted that one, yes. Yeah, I deleted that one. Anyway, my closing quote is Martin Luther King says, "Your life ends the day you remain silent about things that matter." Your life ends the day you remain silent about things that matter. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Remember, your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. Go ahead, Tommy.
My first quote is from Zig Ziglar, and it says,
Hey, Zig Ziglar, that's a very good motivational fella, you know.
It says, once small positive thought can change your whole day. One small positive thought can change your whole day. Like I always say, you the man in the mirror. You have to become that change that you want to see. However, if when you look in that mirror, you don't like what you see, you cannot blame the mirror. Never look down on a person unless you're giving them a hand up. Love you all. Be safe. We'll see you back here in the village either on Monday or Tuesday, but I think most likely on Tuesday.
Yeah, most likely on Tuesday.
And happy birthday to you again, Wall Street.
Thank you very much, man. And thanks to all of you for the happy birthday wishes. I'm really going to have a splendid first birthday. You know, my wife have something planned for me that I don't know about. So, you know, Mickey the Ghost Rider say facts are tangible. The evidence is everywhere as proof of the accomplishment, like the velodrome, the children life funds of $50 billion, which the PNM took for other purposes, not children. Yeah. Be Yourself says, I am good regardless of who's leading. So insult me, but I will not just continue to ask what I ask regardless. This is a free country. Tommy, did I insult anybody?
No.
But I from Chumaka. You know, if he insult you, boy, a man from Chumaka can insult you. You know what that would be? Yeah, KFC.
Mr. Washington, more life, health, and strength. Enjoy your earth strong.
Yeah, man.
You and your family.
Correct.
Mr. Washington and Uncle Tommy, and tell them you're going to be talking again Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Well, have a blessed night, man. Enjoy life.
Yeah, man. Blessings. All the time.
Enjoy the East COP.
Yeah. Mr. Intellectual was in comment. If you forget your past, you can never chart a course for the future. If you forget your past, you can never chart a course for the future. Correct is right. Be yourself. Put in a closing quote now, man. It's your first time here, you know. You want to end on a positive note, man. Put in a little closing quote now, man. Blessed night to all missed, but just a great night. Thank you, S. West. SR 2785. Happy birthday. Long life to you, sir. Thank you very kindly. Mickey Ghostwriter says, happy birthday, Wall Street. I was born in May as well, and I'm a bull strong and vibrant. Yeah, boy, being easy. Kamla Prasad says that is a Taurus, you know.
She's the 22nd.
The 22nd of April, boy. What? Boy?
Have a blessed Easter, Mr. Wall Street and Uncle Tommy. I hope to see you there back on Monday night, you hear? So Monday night is a free night. So we can have a whole show on Monday night from 7 to 10. Have a good night, gentlemen.
All right.
All the best for the Easter.
Yeah, we go think about that. Yeah, Bitcoin, we go think about that. Yeah, so folks, especially you think it's Gordon G, be yourself. I want, you know, especially you might be absolutely correct, you know.
Happy birthday in advance, Mr. Wall Street. I didn't know that. You can have some plane ticket for all of you to come up there and enjoy yourself, man. I know it's kind of cold, but we'll heat it up. All the best to you. I mean, we hope to see many more.
Thank you, man.
Right? Many more in Jesus' name.
Amen. Yeah. You know, I know Phila is going. I know Phila is going dry gin and truth, you know. Be yourself, says.
I thought that he would have known. He wouldn't have asked about his stats.
He wouldn't ask? No, I think he was playing games. Believe only in God. Enjoy your birthday, sir. And that's that. Oh, S-West, I apologize. S-West says I'm on her wall. Sorry, I apologize. Yeah. So we go know from now on. S-West is a young lady. Look, Miss Atlanta, boy. Miss Atlanta hiding, boy. She say happy Easter to you and Tommy. Yeah, Tommy, she hiding, boy.
She hiding?
Yeah, she daughter keeping she away from we.
Oh
God, I feel so, you know. So, folks, we are out of here. We're gonna see you either Monday or Tuesday. Tell a friend to tell a friend. WZY 95.9 FM is here. And don't forget, subscribe to WZY TV and YouTube, right? And like and share whenever we get on Facebook on WZY 95.9 FM. We are out of here. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Them good. Yeah. This one is for you. Trinidad, you always be cool. Stop coming by my house. Wake up at my house again today, for. One so pick up yourself. Yeah. Get familiar. World premiere. Shut up, watch me. UNC a winner. UNC a winner. They excel in everything we in. UNC is the winner. Yeah, UNC a winner. No boy can box what we did. UNC is the winner. UNC a winner. We excel in everything we in. UNC is the winner. Yeah, UNC a winner. No boy can box what we did. UNC have a plan. Enough preparation to take we out of sufferation. The others make we eat sand. Like them don't understand how them have too much money in them hand. All they look at the roads, it full of a hole on the highway, still on the hole. We crying out the soul. Cause for some control, that's why UNC taking every poll. UNC a winner. UNC a winner. They excel in everything we in. UNC is the winner. Yeah, UNC a winner. No boy can box so we did. UNC is the winner. UNC a winner. We excel in everything we in. UNC is the winner. Don't come by my house again. No boy can box so we did. Yeah, let's go on that. I'm glad UNC come back to conquer. We have anti-camera, she's a soldier. So they can't push poor people under. And I know we can't fake it. The skills we have to break it. We working hard every day and can't make it. The country real hard, we can't fake it. This pressure I can't take it. We wait for too long. We want UNC on the podium. It don't matter where we from. It's time for them to come down. We wait for too long. We want UNC on the podium.